ahead and start the recording if it'll let me. Yes. Okay, great. Because I totally forgot. Anyways, we play D&D, but we're doing streaming it, so we may have technical issues. We have for the last 30 minutes, but I did resolve it. Here we are. We're fucking playing. We will work diligently to resolve them. Check that. Please bear with us.
It's actually the best bit rate you've had in like 3 weeks.
It's not bad. It's 4,200 right now.
So it's like a 2-second delay.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think it's the newer versions of OBS. Something is fucking wrong with them, dude. Because since I upgraded to 28, I've had nothing but issues.
I would honestly just stick with this version of OBS that you have right here.
It's okay, but I don't have a chat on the side, so I can't see what people are saying.
Why? Do you just not have the?
Because this particular one doesn't have the integrated chat.
The widgets.
It doesn't have any of the widgets.
Oh, well,
27 doesn't have any widgets.
We can read them.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on the Twitch, so
that's fine. Not out of the way, collectively, we thank you for your patience, especially for the last 30 minutes. I apologize. This was a shit show, but I did resolve it as best I could. We thank you for your viewership, your time. It means the world to me and the rest of us that you want to watch be fucking nerds. I'm going to skip most of this other shit. Fucking people. Tonight we're missing Cass, because Cass is working. He is driving across fucking like 3 states right now to go to work. It's a busy day for him. But everybody else is here. You know all the people. You've been here. We got Ben, we got Hobo, we got Lee, we got Nick and Adam, and then me, JJ. I'm the DM. I do things. You probably heard me say this before, but for the new folks, this is my living story. Though I'm not a god, it's not my style. I play well when they need me to, but I like to think myself as a part of old. I actively speak this world into existence, and you, the viewers, are my listeners, but these folks are the stars of the show. They're my characters, and unlike a book, my characters are alive. They do good, they do evil, they love, they lie, they lose, they fight, they kill, they survive. They adventure, they change, they grow, and they learn, but most importantly, they think, they feel, and they make their own decisions. That's as living gets. That was a lot. While I challenge them, I teach them, I reward them, and sometimes I break them, all to see them develop, and inevitably to see where the story finds its conclusion. Because in all honesty, I have zero fucking idea where they're going to take me. I think that covers everything, but... anything else? Anybody?
Follow the Twitch. YouTube.
The YouTube.
Follow the socials. Please follow the Twitch so that we can switch over to it. Working on endorsements, and we really need to be on that other Twitch to do so.
Yeah. So unless anyone else has anything, no, great. We're gonna do the usual. You guys can do the recap as a group because that shit never is not funny. So go ahead, enjoy yourself.
We started our day burning down a city that kind of pissed us off. We went on to another city that really didn't want us there. They gave us 2 weeks rations. We kept moving. I threatened to burn down that city too. Moved into the third city of... Let me look at the map. Well, we're at the... Tilverton, I believe, was the city.
Tilverton. Yes, you went through Tilverton. Right.
Yes, and in Tilverton, the rogues went and tried to go do rogue things. And I found out my explosive dagger works on walls.
That have explosives in them, yeah.
Really, really well when they're backed with explosives.
I made friends with a fucking tavern and a fucking magic shop guy.
What was his name?
Killed his wife.
Fuck, dude, he never told me his... Handy.
There you go.
Made friends with a fucking guy named Handy. I sold him my goddamn
Handy of Handy Haversacks, who specializes in handy haversacks. Right.
Which I bought one. I also traded the fucking air elemental that I vaped for a well of many worlds.
Yep.
I may or may not have pushed his wife into it.
After my exploding dagger caused his wife to die.
I didn't even know it was his wife, but apparently.
Yeah, we had a blast.
Well, you two had a blast. You two had a blast.
Quite literally.
I passed the check.
Quite literally.
Well, his wife definitely had a blast. I know.
Anything else?
She
definitely shouldn't have rolled in that one.
Anything else?
we bought some rations. We traded for some potions. Then we headed on our way decided to take a slight detour.
Blighted me.
Yeah, he did. Ben did try to pickpocket him for his key. We ignored Ben.
Ass.
Ben almost died.
Ben did get down to two fails. I did fail back to back on saving throws.
Yep. Ben almost died. We
rough
then
time.
headed off on our way to take a detour because following a pre-described route is obviously not what we do here anymore.
I mean, so do you want to know part of why you're off route?
Because I let them make a decision.
Do you look at the?
Because it's more fun that way.
Look at the. Go ahead and scroll up a little bit and look at those survival checks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The survival checks
I'm aware, but I also let them make their own choices.
With those survival checks, we would have ended up here anyway.
Probably.
So, the last thing you saw as a group, the outline of the ominous and skyscraping Darkhold. As the sun. Shit, wait, the sun rises in the east, right? Yeah. As the sun is rising behind you, having ridden most of the night through, thankfully, your sleepless warlock. Thankful for your sleepless warlock. Most of you got a good night's sleep. And as he reaches back to wake one of you, when you look up, towering into the sky, you see massive pointed spires that have to be hundreds of feet tall, a wall that has to be 50 feet tall, and it looks like it's made of obsidian stuff. Not as shiny as obsidian, more like onyx, I would say, because onyx is a little more dull luster to it.
Is it fragile too?
No.
Okay.
Well, here's the. You want to throw something at it?
No, I'm not gonna instigate any fight.
It looks very sturdy, even without having to do some kind of check. It looks very sturdy. You are surrounded fairly tightly. There's about 1.5 feet on either side of the trail before very, very thick woods. And having already got stuck once in the mud, behind you, sort of southwesterly, where the trail took you, you ran into several very marshy points where they're like very waterlogged soil, and you got stuck twice on the way here. But you do see several, and I'll tell you, several of the towers do have lights in them. You can see that this place seems to be occupied from a distance. Can't see anybody on the walls, but you can see that this is a very you know what? Whoever wants to do it, go ahead and make me a perception check.
Sure.
18.
$18 was our high, or
22.
22 was our high. Okay.
Sorry, it's taking a minute to.
Oh, okay. No, wait till you're done. It's okay. Let me know.
Yeah.
Close out. That.
22 is the high.
22 is the high. Okay, so what was the one underneath that? 18, right?
Mm-hmm.
And anything above a 15? Do we roll anything above 15?
Nope, just the 18 and the 22.
Okay. So the two of you that rolled over the 15, the 18 and 22, this place immediately sets into you a deep-seated sense of dread. A very, very primal instinct of fear inside.
Could I use that to turn around and go the actual route that we were planning on going?
Ben, what the fuck are you doing on your phone right now?
Your mic's muted, homie.
Your mic's muted.
Who, me?
Yeah, oh yeah. I rolled a 2, and I'm telling Haley some stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I thought you were up here playing fucking Call of Duty Mobile like this with your goddamn phone. I was about to throw a goddamn phone.
No.
I was gonna throw some shit at you.
No,
Fucking
that's
addict.
Haley.
I'm sorry. What? Who said what now?
Could I use that feeling of being frightened to decide to turn around and go the actual route we were planning to go?
No, because that's boring.
Yeah, but if we're like
you do,
almost scared, we wouldn't go forward.
Here's the thing: if you do, you have to go almost 2 weeks back down this trail, and then you'll have another 3 weeks of transit back down the 2 weeks that you've already ridden, right? Just in a different direction, and then the extra week that you were cutting off.
You know what?
You'll have 5 weeks of transit. Now, I'll tell you, you only have, I think, 10 more days. No, you have 10 spare days of food and rations, food, water, whatnot. You have 10 spare
total days.
Right. I think you bought 32 total days, and you allocated to go the shorter route, which saved you 10 days of rations.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just gonna swallow my fear and fucking head forward, I guess.
I'm asleep in the back of the car.
Make me a wisdom saving throw to try and swallow your fear. Try to figure out what role would that be. Call it a wisdom saving throw.
16.
Okay. You feel you can steel yourself pretty well to get through that. The 22 was Caliban, right?
Yep.
Okay. How do you feel? You definitely have that sense of deep-seated dread. And you can sense it from Elian as well. You feel that Elian specifically cued into this, and it caught your attention that he thought it was strange, and when you looked at it, you felt the same thing he's feeling.
Yeah, he's not having a good time, but if Elian's pressing forward, he's not stopping him.
Okay.
But he is alert. Very alert, very wired.
Doing this for the time.
You two specifically, with your 18 and 22, as you keep traveling closer to this, as the towers begin to loom higher and higher in the distance, as it looks as if it's cutting the sky. The clouds literally split over the spires. It looks like it's slicing the sky open. But as you're traveling closer to Darkhold, the two of you can make out in two of the guard towers that surround this 50-foot tall black stone walled keep. You see what appear to be several men moving around on the top.
Mm-hmm.
Several individuals, I shouldn't say specifically. You can't spot them at this distance. But, you see several humanoids, people, moving around at the tops of those two towers, and you see two golden discs slide straight upwards. Let's say they fold. Upwards. Two large golden discs. And you can hear in the distance yelling. You can't specifically hear what they're saying, but as you're getting closer, over the turning of the wagon wheels and the clopping of the horse feet, which, by the way, your horse is fucking exhausted. Doesn't have a point of exhaustion yet, but your horse has been
rode hard and put away wet.
Yeah. As you're getting closer to the city, you see those two golden discs begin to start to get shiny. And you can see it appears like they're moving back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see waves or beams of light arcing away from them.
I don't like this. It's a weapon.
I would say that you guys are probably around under a mile from the keep at this point, and you can begin to see these things peek from the top of the keep because they stand out drastically against the black backdrop that the keep is. that the Darkhold stands to be.
Like in spotlight on us or something.
It is still the wee hours of the morning, right? The sun is peeking over the horizon behind you. But it is very gloomy and ominous. There's like a reddish pinkish glow to the sky currently, and then behind Darkhold it's still dark. Like the reddish pinkish colors you can see reflecting down from the clouds as the sun is hitting them underneath them. Like the angle appears to be underneath them, right? As I said, the towers appear to be slicing the clouds. Like they're so tall into the sky that they are cutting the clouds.
And he said we can hear yelling from the people above.
You can hear yelling. Elian, I would say, having dealt with military sale at some point, having sold some sort of military people, this sounds like somebody giving orders, like calling commands. It's one voice yelling.
I'm stopping the wagon.
Okay. I would say probably getting close to the point where you're about a half mile away from the keep.
I want to turn around and ask Caliban, what do you think of this situation?
Well, as much as I hate it, we shouldn't stop here.
Okay, I go onward.
Okay. You begin to see as you become closer, or as you move closer, you begin to see there are men definitely manning these mirrors. These mirrors are on large wooden rigs, and the mirrored discs, I should say. Sorry. And you can see that as they start to move, the light beams are getting closer and closer to the wagon. The light does appear to be rather focused.
Is it burning the floor?
Not that you can see. And the rest of you pick up on this as well. Those of you who are out of the wagon or startled by the fact that he stopped the wagon, whatever wants to jar you into this, you are all involved
as well. So
him stopping the wagon would probably make me peek outside.
So I mean, I did the same 4-hour chance he does. I'm wait.
Can I throw a small piece of wood into the light to see what happens?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead and make me a strength check.
Oh,
Strength check?
Ooh, captured the party.
18.
No, I'm gonna apologize, Cass. I'm water only, bud.
Nah, man, alcohol clean it out.
I actually did feel great for a couple hours last night.
Right.
Fix your inside boo-boos.
And then I woke up this morning after falling asleep at 3 a.m.
Sounds like a personal problem. Sounds like a personal problem.
It does.
I'll grab my drink in just a second. So I'm sorry, what was happening?
I rolled an 18.
18. Yeah, fuck yeah. You throw that piece of loose wood clean into it. As it hits the light beam, singes to nothing. It literally turns to ash.
How fast is it moving?
It's probably at this point parallel to the wagon on either side of the wagon.
So it's keeping us in line.
You could say you feel that, sure.
Is it closing in on us? Is that what I'm asking?
Is it closing?
Like, do we feel like
no? So it felt like it was, but then it got to a certain point, and it seems to be moving parallel with the wagon.
Oh, okay. Then I'm just
following the trail. Okay.
So it seems to be more of a warning.
Look, I squeezed all my lemons, and
I'm well aware of your 2 bottles of lemonade.
It's like they're directing us on a straight path. Like they're super strict about people going. What kind of lemonade is it? Moonshine.
Moonshine lemonade.
Fucking obvious. Oh, of course it is. How many bottles do you have of that? 10.
2 decent sized.
4. It was about this much lemonade, about this much White Lightning.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm just moving straight as as steady as I can.
If I keep doing that, I'm going to be very drunk.
You were very drunk last night.
Fuck you. Nobody asked for your opinion. Okay, I'm sorry. What are we doing? You keep going in a straight line, is that what you said?
Yeah, as
Okay.
steady as I can. Like
As you keep moving towards Darkhold, the towers keep looming taller and taller. You keep feeling that sense of deep, deep dread. And it's a knot in your stomach. And now any of you who have got out and looked up feel this knot in your stomach. It is an instant sense of, oh shit.
this place is dark.
Hey, it reminds me of home.
Old.
Well, dread is kind of my drug of choice.
Yeah, that's the weird. Wouldn't the rogues who I don't know live in dark?
Yeah, this is my drug of choice. Let's get more terror.
But you're on the opposite
That's
end
my
of it now.
drug of choice.
Good.
Ben's is something with a steroid in it because he's currently dying.
No, I'm out of my bed. I'm out of drugs.
Oh no.
I ran out of medicine yesterday. Yesterday was.
Okay, well stop over medicating. How about that?
Nope.
Follow the
medicated. I did actually. It was 2 a day for 5 days.
medicated? Oh.
I got it on Monday morning. It's Saturday.
Shit, you're right. Okay, that math adds up. From the top of the keep, as you reach about a quarter mile, you hear someone yell. Whoever wants to roll can try and roll a perception check to hear what he says.
I'll cry.
Gladly.
Never mind. It's gonna be that kind of night.
Okay, you're 16, 21, 18, 26, yes, all these. Everybody but Vincent clearly hears them yell, keep moving straight.
Well, I mean, that's what I was doing.
Mm-hmm. You're just receiving the order to keep doing so.
I'm gonna give him a thumbs up and keep going.
Okay.
I'm just gonna whistle loudly.
Whistle loudly.
Yeah,
how
just
so?
We all die.
and acknowledge.
How so?
Right, just a
Oh.
like I hear you. Good deal.
Well, I mean, I don't really have a choice but to keep following. I'm not gonna turn around and run away.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. But as you approach,
Can I try to slip off the wagon real quick and follow about 40, 50 foot behind?
This is how we all die.
Oh.
to be as clear as
You're gonna
possible
get a
before you
skill
decide to do this. Hang on. He's gonna make his own decisions. Don't metagame for him. Let him make his own decisions. Let me be as clear as possible. He threw a piece of wood into the light beam, and it burned into ash. To also be as clear as possible, there is an empty field for about a mile with nothing but stone outcroppings from it. Right?
But if I let
That
him borrow my
pull up to
wagon,
the city,
On the bottom.
and you are guarded on both sides by the beams of light that are being directed by concave.
Okay, can I roll off the edge of the
now
wagon
hear me out.
and just hang on to the bottom?
You could try, sure. Go ahead and make me a stealth check. Roll a couple of times, so I'm just gonna grab because there's 3 groups of people. Okay, 4, and very good. I rolled a 2, a 3, and a 19. And those are just raw rolls. So you feel that you are being incredibly stealthy. When you make this move, it's like you've done it 100 times before. You very fluidly slide off the side of the wagon, slide just past the wheel, just the back of you, whatever hair you've got on the back of your head grazes the top of the wood, and you slide right under the wagon. If any of you would like to try and see him do this, you can roll against his stealth check.
Oh, that'd be.
I would say the only person that could clock it, be that they're on the outside of the wagon at this point, is Elian, and that you were still in the back of the wagon, right, Lee? So like you were using the wagon as cover to slide underneath the wagon.
Right, but I mean, I wasn't trying to hide from like us. Like I feel like I would actually make eye contact with anyone I could before I did it, and I'm just trying to hide from.
Okay. Oh, we should give me 3 seconds. I'd let you borrow my ring.
So anybody that's still in like the cargo area of the wagon, which is everybody but Elian and Caliban, I would see him slide out the back, like the curtains would fold open slightly, and just as you guys look back, he's not there, but you can see his cloak like draping over the edge, and then you can see him like reach up and kind of snatch it and curl it up so it's not draping underneath the wagon. You do feel like you're pretty stealthy under this wagon. As you approach the gate, you both hear, the two of you on the front, hear loud clunks, very loud wooden thud, and then a very loud metal, like a clang of metal. And one door slides open, leaving you plenty of room to enter Darkhold.
Okay.
You pull right in.
Great.
It is not any brighter inside, though the city is lit in several places by candle, by street light, effectively, but candle. They are what would be. There's somebody that walks around like a lamplighter and effectively lights this thing. And as you're entering the town, somebody is actually putting some of them out. They have this cool little cup on a stick, and they.
Like a candle thing.
Yes, but it's like, it's not like one of the little ones. It's very.
Okay. I mean, we made the point of no return. We couldn't just turn around without fucking dying. So.
All of you hear 2 loud clunks from very high. The door closes behind you, and you see the beams of light shoot clean into the sky, and then cease. Very quickly, you are met by somebody who strikes specifically what would be the Leonin and Vincent. Are you wearing Vincent's face or are you wearing Ian's face?
Ian.
Okay, so it strikes Chroma and Ian as eerily familiar of Arden's demeanor.
Great.
And the individual, he's a little disheveled, you know, his shave isn't perfect. He probably has a scar across his left side of his forehead. His hair is slicked back and pulled back into a tight ponytail. He wears very dark clothing. The only thing like bright on it, I wouldn't say bright, colored on it, that has a color that isn't black, is a red logo on his chest. The logo has specifically 3 small poles and 3 long wavy flags. Like this little skinny, like almost party-like flags. They're like very, very tiny, very skinny and long and wavy. 3 of those. I don't know what you call that flag. But that kind of flag.
Pennant?
Kinda. Yeah. Yeah, it's close enough. Fuck it. Whatever. Yeah. That works. And they flow. There's 2 smaller ones and 1 tall one, and they all flow together in the same direction. And it's very dark red. It's almost the color of Vincent's original cloak red, actually. Very close to that color. and his demeanor as he approaches you, specifically Ian and Chroma, who even though Cass isn't here, we'll have to have somebody piggyback for him. He gives the demeanor of Ian for sure. I'm sorry, of Arden. And it immediately strikes you like he doesn't like it. he is forced to be here.
Let's take another guard with us to go commit crime.
And he says, "Greetings and welcome to Darkhold. We do not allow weapons for our city. We will maintain them. If you plan to leave through the other side of the city, we will ship them to the other side of the city, or we will escort you through the city immediately, and you will not be allowed to shop anywhere in the city."
That sounds like a plan, actually.
You would like to just be escorted through the city?
Are we not allowed to shop then?
Not unless you surrender your iron.
Oh, yeah, I think escort through the back of the city would be good.
That's 2 for escort. Have anybody else? I mean, this was literally just a shortcut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The quicker we get.
We do need to rest. Just throw that out there. The horse is looking pretty dead.
Yeah, if we need materials, it's not like I need a weapon anyway. I could just throw shit.
Then
we just need
let's rest for a few hours. Let the horse rest for a few hours, and then
your horse needs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get one because we burned.
Your horse needs a long rest.
I guess we're staying the night here.
Well, it's the wee hours of the morning. It's like 4 to 5 a.m.
We're staying the day.
Right. It's very early in the day.
And we'll leave through the other
I would
side.
say at this point it probably feels close to like 5:30 ish. Give you a good time. It's about 5:30. The sun is just peeking over the horizon behind.
Okay.
We'll stay the day. Well, leave our weapons. Stay the day. We'll be leaving off the other side of the gate.
Okay. I'll personally escort your weapons to the other side. And he says it with utter disdain for all of you. You can see it in his eyes.
How racist is he?
He got real excited when he said just passing through, didn't he? Is this Charles' son?
He looks to be a half elf. But
oh god.
But let me say his face has half elf features, but his ears are round. Scarred heavily.
Okay, so he cut it.
He cut it.
It's Arden's brother.
What skin tone does this motherfucker have?
Skin tone?
White male, that's his skin.
No. He it's very his hair is black as night. But his skin tone is more of a I won't say reddish brown, but it's not fully browned. There is some reddish undertone to it.
Like an olive Italian?
I'm thinking more like indigenous, Native American.
Okay. It was Nick.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't forgot where I was. Shit. I don't remember.
We're giving him our weapons.
Yes. Okay. So he the man in his dark uniform reaches up and is like offering a hand for whoever's gonna offer their weapons.
I give him 2
Caliban
daggers.
Caliban will give him his hand crossbow and his rapier.
Okay. He takes them immediately, hands them to a man behind him, and he writes down your race and your clothing and your name, right? So you'll be like easily distinguishable. Who offers next?
I'll do it.
Okay, he gets the one item I have that is a weapon. My quarterstaff. Just like hand it to him. Yeah.
Okay. He takes your quarterstaff. He takes this long wooden stick that you have, and he kind of looks at you, looks at the wooden stick, and looks at you and goes, "You keep your walk."
Thank you.
We don't want to have an injured person walking around. You can keep your crutch.
Can I make a stealth check to see if I can somehow catch Vincent's attention without fucking it up?
You are currently dangling off the bottom of the wagon. How would you like to catch his? Before you make the roll, how would you like to catch his? And you can make the roll. I just want to know what you're gonna do.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I could probably like toss a rock or yeah, toss a rock, and I would notice that even if I'm just seeing his feet, I would notice if he stopped, and kind of turned a bit.
Right, you can see several guards' feet. There's not just one. You see about 5 guards standing off the side of the wagon, and you can see this one as he offered that information. He keeps reaching up and pulling weapons away from the cart. And you can see like the end of a rapier. You can see the arch of a crossbow, right? And then you can see him take the wooden stick down, offer it back.
I mean, I just want to.
You can throw a stick, sure, or throw a rock, sure. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Throw a small rock at Vincent. Shoot.
Vincent's still in the cart, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like we haven't gotten off.
I thought everybody would be off by now. Like you're.
No. They're all standing on the cart.
Yeah, we're handing our weapons over before we're getting.
Brady munching out the window.
Well, then I don't know that makes much sense. Could I see if I could just reach from under the cart and like touch his foot?
You could try, sure.
Okay, well there was my 22.
Okay.
And if that did get his attention, I mean, I'm assuming if I directly touched him, I'm just gonna whisper ring and see if he'll drop it.
Yeah. I want to borrow it.
If he can do that without being...
Would that be sleight of hand or stealth?
Yours would be a sleight of hand.
17. That's a lot of dice rolls.
Well, I fucked up and hit one of the dice, and it rolled off the table, so I had to grab it as it was falling off. As you take the ring and kind of cover your hand and slide it off, and then make the quick drop, it hits the side of where your feet would be sitting on the bottom of the cart, and drops off and lands at one of the guards' feet. He reaches down and picks it up. I think you dropped this.
Yeah, my bad. Things a little bit on the loose side nowadays. Lost a lot of weight while traveling.
He's got very dainty hands. Really.
As he goes back and drops it in your hand, he goes, quite dainty.
It did used to be on a big turtle finger, so.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
Very dainty hands.
Yeah, I'm the only one who knows that.
Also, it's a magic ring. It shrinks to fit its wear.
Yeah.
No, I know.
Mm-hmm.
So that didn't work.
So that didn't work. While all this is going on, the next turn weapons, just in case they do catch me slipping out, I'm gonna stash all my weapons on the bottom of the cart.
How and where?
I mean, I'm going to say that being a rogue, I would probably have something handy to, like, if nothing else, just like caltrops. I can fashion something out of caltrops and wire
while hanging from the bottom of a cart.
Well,
I want a good description of how.
Would I not be laid above an axe? I would be laid above an axle. I would be, and with the cart stopped, I would definitely be putting my weight on the axe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make me a performance check. I guess that's what that would be, to try and accomplish a task.
That
quite a hand.
I'm not giving you a dex check for it.
Performance. probably would be the most.
You're not acting, but you're actively trying to accomplish a task while being quiet.
What about athletics? I mean, I'm not very strong.
You're not very strong, but if it's athletics, to me, that's more like you're taking something and hammering a caltrop in, so you're going to make a lot of noise.
Here's a performance. I'm going to fail this one.
Oh, wow.
That was nice, actually.
Okay. With a dirty 20, you manage to find a gap in the wood where it's not perfectly set, and what weapon are you trying to store?
Oh, I mean, I'm stashing my longbow, my dagger, and my sword there. I mean, it's a big wagon.
It's a big wagon, yes, but I'm gonna say the gap that you have to wedge 2 caltrops could either take your bow or something else.
I'm using my rope
because your longbow is quite long.
Yeah, but I could always just stash it above the axle too, couldn't I?
There's only so much room. Is my point. I'll give you the ability to stash 1 weapon.
Okay, I'm gonna stash
because you feel like you rolled pretty well for that stealth check.
Okay, I'm gonna stash the longbow.
Okay.
And then see what happens. I mean, only thing I can do now is slip out.
Right. I mean, and it's relative close in color to the color and texture to the boards underneath the wagon that are a little bit of mudded up and everything. So as you put it up there, you take a little bit of mud and you smear it over it just to ensure that it looks like it's hidden well. And you do feel that wedging 2 caltrops in. Unfortunately, there's nowhere underneath the wagon for you to tie something up, and if you did, it would just slide down. Because whatever axle support you want to say is there is just 2 angled pieces of metal that sit on the axle, because there's no engine for this, it's just being drugged, right? So there's no drive shaft, you can't tie something to the drive shaft. It is just a flat axle that is a piece of wood that is set in between what effectively is 2 fuck, what the hell do they call those? Shit. It's basically just 2 eyes, right? Two circles, metal circles that are pinning it in place, and then 2 angled pieces of metal that go up and attach to the frame, right? So there's not a lot of place to hide here, and even then, you don't feel you feel like you're well hidden, but you also feel like you've hidden better. Like this was not the best place to hide.
Fair.
But that's a good check at a 20. That's not bad.
I mean, I'm kind of stuck for now, so yeah.
Okay. The rest of you, who offers their weapons next, or while he is trying to secure a weapon, who offers their weapon?
Well, I guess it's my turn.
Okay.
Yeah. Because this is gonna go great.
Maybe.
I hand him the belt.
So you disconnect the whole belt.
Yes.
Okay. The belt that has the dagger
sword.
returning, right? Your sword attached to it.
That's it. That's all that's on my belt.
Okay. Because you don't have any more daggers, right? You just have the dagger. Okay.
Just the one.
So he takes it from you. He grabs it and kind of cinches it together, like folds it together, and then offers it to the person behind him. And I believe Elian is the last. Chroma, we'll just say Chroma
I already
offers.
said that I gave him my weapons at the beginning.
Yeah, Chroma would
Shit,
be
I'm
that's
sorry.
what Elian.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was the last.
So he collects all the weapons. He secures them. Like I said, he writes down the information, your name. He asks you what town you're from. If you choose to offer it, you can. He writes down your basic information like height and build. Just anything he can use to identify you when somebody else on the other side of the thing has these weapons. He takes them and puts them all in the back of a cart, and they're all wrapped, bundled together, right? Like each of your weapons is bundled together, and then as a group, they're bundled together.
Yeah.
And he says, if you plan to be spending the day, if you'd like a place, a comfortable place, my family owns the local tavern. We also own the forge. If you need weapons, I'm sorry, if you need any armor, he does not offer you weapons. If you need any armor repairs or wagon repairs, we own the forge as well. If your horse needs to be reshoed, you can take it to the stable. He says, but beyond that, welcome to Darkhold.
To the stable, because I know the horse needs.
This is you on your way. So I'm gonna assume you ask him where the stable.
Yeah.
Just to be kind of me.
I can't remember if you said the wagon got damaged or not while being stuck.
Do you want to inspect it?
Sure.
Okay.
I just figured we'd get it looked over at the stable. Any repairs needed?
15.
Okay. As you're slowly moving the wagon through town, because these streets are kind of tight. As you're slowly moving the wagon through town, you can hear the clop of the hooves on cobblestone. Holy shit, that was different for some reason. As you can hear the clop of the hooves on the cobblestone repeatedly, as you can hear the scrape of the wheels, as you get behind the wagon and kind of peek around, the first thing you notice is the other rogue hanging from the bottom of the wagon.
Yeah, awesome.
Very obviously. He's very, very poorly hidden on the bottom of the wagon. He's just looking at you. He doesn't say anything.
I keep looking at the wagon. I'm not going to say anything to him.
All right. You still feel pretty well hidden. Lee, you feel like he looked at you and he didn't even see you. You feel pretty hidden down here.
I also knew he was down there, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you just made direct eye contact.
Yeah.
And looked away like you didn't see him.
Yep.
You do see there are several pieces of wood specifically around where the left rear axle, like the left rear angular mounts that I was describing with the eye on the end that's holding the axle, appear to be splitting. You see some splitting. And the axle itself has a nasty crack down it for about 8 inches of the axle. Near the back left wheel.
And I'll convey that to everybody sitting in the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Just slightly loud enough so that he can hear that we're going to have to get the wagon repaired. So that the rogue hanging on the bottom of the wagon can hear that we're getting
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, for me, yeah. Beyond that, you keep heading through the city. You pass by as you're moving towards where he tells you the stable specifically is at. You pass by a few merchants. One of them sells animals. One of them sells armor. Past the forge. And it's not. None of it is metal. That's important to say. This is not combat armor. This is all leather dark. It's not purely decorative. Like, it would function as leather armor, but it does not appear to be. Not sturdy is not the right way, because it appears to be well made as you pass by very quickly in passing, looking at it.
Practical.
Yes, I will say, like, okay. This would have, like, it has armor on your arms, which makes no sense for leather armor, right? Okay. The whole point of leather armor is to be light and non-constrictive. This has, like, a band over your bicep, or I'm sorry, a band over your tricep and a band over your forearm, right?
It's like rich people armor, ceremonial.
It's not ceremonial. Like, it looks like it would be functional, but it also looks like it might be burdensome.
Like archer's armor.
Yeah.
Possibly. There's a lot of bracers. They have a lot of bracers. It's the only metal thing you see at that shop. At the forge is the. It's literally called the forge. You do not see a hammer or anvil anywhere. As you pass by. You pass by a pet salesman. You pass by.
Did you say pet? Okay, yeah.
He's selling fish.
He might buy a fish.
I would never.
There is in fact a fish in the wagon.
There is.
Busy at the streets right now.
And he can kill all of us, so we're not touching Tim.
How busy is the streets right now? The shops do have people in front of them. I wouldn't say it's like, it's not... shit. It's not like fucking New York City packed, but it is, I mean, there's enough people that every now and then that Elian has to stop the wagon to let these people that are kind of congregated in front of it split so he can move the wagon through again. This particular thoroughfare seems to be a market district of some kind. And the only reason I want to tell you guys this, because you do run into market districts a lot. One is because you build them along the main thoroughfare, so people traveling through town would like see, they have to go through them, but you see them and want to stop. It's the same reason why there's massive signs on the side of the interstate. So you'll fucking stop. Right. So these people can make money because you're like, shit, I did want to go to that Bass Pro Shop.
And this shit works.
So I mean, is it conceivable that to cover like trying to get out from under here, I could just like do something like spook the horse and then pop out real quick?
Yeah.
If that's what you choose to do, do you want to make like an intelligence check to see if there's something else you could do?
I mean, I don't know. Like I feel like I would just be able to find a spot and slip out.
Yeah, you could try, sure.
I mean, roll a stealth check.
No, just if that's what you feel you do, then you disconnect from the wagon and put your foot down, right, and then kind of just roll out from underneath it, leaving your bow behind. You do not have your bow. Definitely. I want to ask you this, and I'll let you have this because it is complementary to a bow. Did you put your arrows with it?
Yeah, I think
so. Your bow and arrow are secured to the bottom of the wagon.
Yeah, I felt like those are things I couldn't conceal.
They're complementary, right? So I just wanted to make sure that you put them together. You weren't just wearing a fucking sheath of arrows on your back, a quiver of arrows.
No, that violates the
way. Now you do have a couple of daggers that are fairly present on your person. As you get off, do you want to make a stealth check to try and quickly stash them inside the wagon before anybody can see? Because I'll tell you, as you disconnect, you do see several guards walking around. Several of the people that are wearing the same trousers, like the bottom of their tunic, effectively, because you didn't see these people from effectively like here up. You did not see them. You only from like here down.
I can't see you, so I can only see Ben.
It's because you have him selected. Go up to the top corner and click the four cubes that are right next to it, 4 squares that are right next to each other. Click that, and then everybody will come up. You had him focused.
You do have the knowledge of the fact that I am currently wearing a bag of holding.
Well, while you were under it, you could see from about here down, because they were close enough to the wagon that the angle you're at, you were looking upward. It was about here down. That's all you saw.
Okay, well then, yeah, I'll make a stealth check for that.
Okay, so try and make a stealth check to try and see if you can stash your weapons. Yeah. Nobody stops you.
Do I notice?
What?
I mean,
notice all the stuff hit the back of our wagon.
Well, he gets off behind the wagon, and I'm talking about as he gets off, like if my chair is the back of the wagon, as he gets out from underneath it, he like pulls his knife and sets it in the side of the wagon and just kind of keeps walking with it. Okay. You know what I mean? Like he does it fairly smoothly, and anybody inside the wagon or kind of around it can like you as a group, if he's not trying to hide this from you, and anybody in the back would hear like the clang as it's being put inside, would see the metal. It's not perfectly graceful, but it is smooth enough that you're not stopped.
I throw him in my bag.
You take his dagger. you just grab him and shove him in your bag.
Yeah, we gotta hide him. I have a bag of holding. Why not?
Okay, so you grab him and shove him into his bag of holding. Okay.
Like, there's no way on Earth, like, possible ever anyone other than he can know what's in, and us who know can know what's in there, right?
In the bag of holding.
Yes.
So
yeah, in the bag of holding.
Yes and no. From the outside, right? Bag of holdings are exceedingly rare. But if somebody knew what it was, right? You can take it and turn it upside down and actually empty it out. But I don't like that mechanic. I like that you have to reach in and ask what you want and then take it out. Right? So if somebody reached in and said weapon, a weapon, I would roll for a random one based on what you have in there, would appear in their hand.
I don't even know what I have in there.
Right? Now, that's something you need to be keeping track of because you have the fucking bag.
Well, no, because I don't know what Cass had in the bag.
No. You don't know what Alador had in the bag. Is Cass Alador? No.
Yeah.
But you know what you put in the bag, right?
Yes, because we sold we sold all the weapons, so those are the only weapons in my bag.
Okay. So if somebody said weapon, one of those daggers would appear in their hand as they separate, right? If they reached their hand and they said gold, right, for example, and pulled it out, they would have gold flowing out of it, right? Whatever gold you had stuffed in there. Say you had 10,000 pieces of gold shoved in your bag. If they reached in there and said gold and pulled some out, 10,000 fucking pieces of gold would pile out of it, right? With no defined amount, all of it comes.
They said weapons.
If somebody said weapons and they reached their hand in and pulled it out, fucking weapons would just start pouring out the end of this thing.
I'm gonna start playing with this bag.
Those are the mechanics that I like to play with it, because I think that adds for more of a dramatic flair. When you're pulling something, like, say you want to pull a fucking greatsword out of the bag, right? Somebody reaches their hand in there and says greatsword and fucking draws a 4-foot-long claymore out of the bag. Effectively, it makes the bag a little more fun than just flip it over and fucking dump it out. You know what I mean? It's not a school bag. It's not the bag of the little kid you bullied in fucking 3rd grade.
Yeah, let me just put my handy haversack in it.
Different understanding of how I had.
You also have a well of many worlds.
Yeah.
Let me just put my handy haversack in the bag of holding and see what happens.
You also have a well of many worlds.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with that.
Yeah, I was under a different understanding of how that bag worked. I didn't know I could just reach in and say like a general item name. I thought I had to know what the item was.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, that's
if
what he said at the beginning.
If you put a troll dick in it and said troll dick, you'd have a troll dick in your hand.
Yeah. No, but I'm talking like with the weapons because we went through that whole.
If Hikaru would have cut the nuts off of a dragon and put them in there, you would have dragon nuts in your bag.
Yeah. There's no telling what I have in this bag currently.
Well, you know.
Yeah, you could have that fucking hallucinogenic from his village in there for all you know.
I could have drugs.
Mm-hmm. You also don't know what was in the bag when he bought it.
No.
Neither does he.
That's fair.
Put your hand in it and think of a deck of many things. See what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. I've never seen one.
You may have read tale of a magical deck.
You've heard of one.
Of a deck with extensive magical and mystical power. You may have heard that. A deck of cards.
Reaches in the bag and says magic deck.
No, Ben.
No.
Ben.
Well, it could be a deck of illusions, which is good.
Grandma told.
Yeah. Actually, I do know what the deck of anything is, and I know exactly what it does.
You know some of what it does.
Or whatever the old wise elf lady told me.
She told you what she knows it does, and that you should be afraid of them.
Yeah. Burn it with fire.
You can try. Probably won't go well.
No, probably not.
Anyways, are there any particular stores you guys would like to stop at? Because I can make the store appear if there's a particular store you would like to work at. Or stop at. Shit, not work at.
Man, I plan to go to the Forge.
What? Do you just disconnect from the party and do that? Or do you try and tell them...
I have to take this horse to the fucking stables.
Is there a magical beef shop?
A magical beef shop? Yeah, they sell magical issues. They
straight into the tavern.
They sell magical problems. We got beef here.
Beast.
There's a pet shop.
Yeah, sure. That.
Okay.
Like magical.
Wait, scratch that. That was what you mentioned that I wanted to go check out. I'll be right back. I gotta stop.
The pet shop, perfect. Okay. So we'll say first, you guys make it to the stable. Holy shit! I kept wanting to say tavern. That was wrong.
Yeah, the only person who went straight to the tavern was.
Thank you, brain damage. Okay, so we get you to the stable. Shit, the tavern again. And as you enter, there is a young woman. She is brushing down horses. She's wearing what would be the equivalent of a button-up shirt and riding pants.
Question.
She looks before you ask your question.
Okay.
She looks roughly adjacent in race and skin tone to Silver. Like she might be from the same region. As you guys approach in the wagon, she continues to brush down her horse. She doesn't even.
My question to you before
Mm-hmm.
I started asking
Yep.
for anything. When I was looking at damages on the wagon, would I have seen his bow strung up on the bottom?
You can make me an intelligence check.
Just a straight intelligence?
Mm-hmm.
It's 11.
What was that? No.
Cool.
Nope. You did not see it. You saw him.
Awesome.
You know what you should have done is shoved all of them. Been like, what weapon?
I know what happens when you put a returning. Well, I, as the player, knows what happens if my dagger goes in that fucking bag.
No, you don't.
As a player, not as a character.
No, you don't. You think you know, but you don't know.
Bad fucking day.
No one said that. Could be a good day. Could be super party mushroom time for everybody.
It'd be mushroom something. It'd be a mushroom in the air. Well, I'm gonna hop out of the wagon and go talk to her.
Okay. As she turns around, she looks very similar to Silver. Not exact, but same hair. It's cut in a similar manner.
I'm gonna kind of look back at Silver and be like,
similar nose, similar ears, slightly different jawline.
Look at Silver, look back, look at Silver again. Be like, maybe you might know, get us a deal. Shit's getting expensive.
Are you wearing your mask too, Silver?
Yeah, she usually wouldn't take it off unless like eating.
I'm gonna be honest with you, I thought it was 2 pieces. And you were just like,
no, nope, it's a 1 piece.
The 1 piece.
She just kind of sighs.
The 1 piece is real.
Bad anime. Anyway, she just kind of sighs.
Terrible
and then,
taste.
walks over.
You
listen here, you little bitch. I will fight you right the fuck now.
Fucking do it. Fucking do it. End my misery.
Hi.
We'd like to see how much it's gonna cost to keep a horse for the day, get reshoed.
Why do you look like me?
Oh, we're getting right into it.
I'll leave you two to it.
You know, sometimes when you have some parents that get around a lot, you tend to run into some distant relatives.
Oh my god, Silver, are your parents swingers?
Often.
Or whores?
No.
Do your parents have is their whole like dukedom covered in upside down pineapples?
It is the upside down.
Probably, yeah.
Do they put loofahs on the top of their car?
Are you telling me that this is a white family with a nautical themed spare bathroom?
Yes. Yes, this is exactly what I'm telling you right now. I'm giving you free reign here. How many siblings
Are you trying to tell me that your dad is the chief of police and his mom is your mom is his hot wife? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Gets around.
Yeah, right. That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. Anyway, sometimes, and you know this may not be the case. Nobles get around.
Oh no, my parents aren't nobles. No. My parents died 2 years ago. So they left me the stable that they worked for about 30 years. Now I work it.
Yeah.
So then your parents are just from the same place, most likely. Or some relative somewhere.
I highly doubt they're her parents. Anyway.
I'm gonna let that one marinate.
We need to get our horse taken care of. And our cart is a little messed up. Cool. How much?
Well, let me look at the cart for. Let me kind of. Can you give me 5 minutes to finish this, and then okay. I'll be with you in just a few minutes. Please let me finish making sure this one's taken care of. It's a good horse name. No horses. I was gonna say Steven.
Butterscotch. I don't fucking know. They usually name some weird dog.
Handed apple.
Hey, whoa, fucking, we're fucking going with Butterscotch.
And you all know, you all notice as she turns the horse slightly, dog is imprinted in air quotes, like horse was on horse. This is dog, horse, dog the horse. We had horse the horse, now we have dog the horse. He's loosely related to the bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Or Snoop. You don't know. It does have 2 G's. No, I'm kidding. As she finished brushing the horse, she gives him a little hay. She kind of scratches him and walks him over to the stable and walks him into it. She says, "Okay, if you could just bring it in."
Yeah.
Right. The wagon is then brought in.
Yeah, I waved at Ellie and
did the pressure of that sit in, Hobo? Like you weren't? Did you not know if you could parallel park it inside the? What is?
I was getting Vietnam flashbacks. We're good.
Of trying to get through the McDonald's drive-thru without hitting a curb. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, sure.
You're terrible at driving if you hit a curb in the
feel
McDonald's drive-thru.
I agree. You're terrible at driving if you hit a curb in the McDonald's drive-thru. I agree.
Some of them motherfuckers pin you in.
You're also terrible if you run into my fucking garage. I want to throw that out there.
You're also shit if you want to call her by her government name, or
47 and getting a fucking driver's license. We're too goddamn old. Anyways. What was I saying? Shit. Oh, okay. So she approaches the horse, kind of pets him, and she's like, "Oh, he
had a rough time."
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Long
and she's like, she's inspecting around him, and she's like, "Yeah, you guys haven't given this one much rest over the last 2 weeks, maybe."
The one sitting up there.
And she kind of looks up at Ellie and she says, "Please do better."
Like I was the only one fucking driving the thing. Jesus.
No, you're just the one driving right now. It's in fact your ability to not sleep.
It is in fact your ability to not sleep.
No, I mean you have been giving the horse breaks, but because you don't have to sleep,
we haven't had to take a long rest.
I mean, you've been taking long rests every night, yes, but your long rests are shortened because you don't have to accommodate for an extra person to take a watch. The rest of you can sleep for 6 hours and you fucking go.
Wait, I thought we covered this a couple of weeks ago. I'm an elf
just
as well.
drives through.
I have the same
We've
4
got 2
hours.
of them that have that
We
same.
would just, yeah, we
Right,
would
so-
Yeah, but Nick doesn't
yours-
have to sleep at all.
Right, no.
So we've
Yours
been
is
driving
a
through.
trance where you can't do anything. Right, you go into a trance. His, he can do things. It just has to be light tasks. So I described driving the wagon as a light task.
Okay, gotcha. So that's still just a 4 hour that's like barely into a trance.
He can do it forever, can't he?
Yeah,
Who?
Nick can do it forever. That's why our rests are
Our
not
long rest,
full
our
8
long
hours.
rests
Right,
at
your
night
your
are-
your rests are 6 hours instead of 8 hours. That's also why your trip has gone by rather quickly, is you've been saving time by cutting 2 hours off your fucking sleep time every night.
Yeah.
Because you don't, he only needs 4 hours, so you're cutting off 4 hours of his, right? You're cutting off an extra 4 hours of so I mean, like, well, fuck, you're are you Elven too, Silver? Or are you half Elven?
Elven.
Okay, so 3 of you
Yeah.
don't need to sleep. But 2 of those 3 go into a trance, right? So only, 3 of you need to go into a regular sleep. So you need at least 6 hours, right? But as you're moving, as you are, as you're pulling the wagon in, she kind of pats the horse and he neighs and whinnies and whatever. She offers him some hay. He seems pretty accommodating. She begins to disconnect his bit and bridle, right? Pulls him over to a car, or like a stable, a stall. Sorry, that's what I was looking for. Pulls him over to a stall, pulls him inside, and begins to inspect around the horse, look at everything. And she goes, "I'm gonna have to get the farrier in here. Can one of you do me a favor to expedite this?"
What do you need?
2 streets north, you'll see a sign over a door for the farrier. He's a farrier and a taxidermist. They 2 separate jobs. He likes them both. It's beyond me. I don't know. I need one of you to go get him because we need a rush job on this. This is not okay. This horse is going to get hurt if he keeps walking on it.
I will go get him. Yes.
Perfect.
His name's Bird.
The horse's name is Bird.
Yes.
Yes.
That's dog.
Yes.
So, great.
We
Wow.
sold horse
Small
a few
world.
towns
Sell
back.
horses,
So
right.
if you see horse,
You know how
Tell me, said I.
collectible horse is, bro? You guys gave up the fucking the 10 the whatever PSA 10 rated Charizard card of a horse, bro.
yeah.
Is it PSA? Is that right? Did I say that right?
Yes.
I don't
Fuck
know.
yeah. I learned some nerdy shit off TikTok.
Because you've fucking.
Because
bet
I
you
block
all
everyone who
Pokemon
open. Right, because I block everyone who opens Pokemon
It's 'cause
cards
they
on
just
TikTok.
keep
That's right.
Sending you more of them.
Yeah, well, because it shows that I'm a viewer, right? Even I block it immediately because I don't hit not
'Cause you're-
interested. I
You're
hit block.
You're interacting with the post.
I'll just click not interested. It won't show you the dog shit anymore.
No, I still get them. Is the thing. So I block them to limit the like. My block list is probably 60% Pokemon card openers.
But yeah, Caliban will go and grab the farrier / taxidermist. Be an interesting conversation.
What's going to be the cost?
For the horse. Well,
Or,
let me
yeah,
look at
let's
the
start with
wagon
the
too.
horse.
The horse.
Bird.
It's at minimum 8 gold.
Okay.
That's depending on what he wants to charge as well, because I can only do so much to restore the horse. The hooves, on the other hand, are him. He's gonna have to work on that. I can't.
Okay.
I'm not. That's not my expertise. I just help. And unfortunately, today's the day that I gave him off. But this is a bit of an emergency. Like, she keeps pointing at the hoof. She's like, "This is a bit of an emergency." As you look down, some of these hooves are curved. Doesn't look very healthy.
Need to trim them.
Well, that's what a farrier does, actually. Back to what a farrier does. Not a furrier. Furrier delivers furs. A farrier
Yes.
cuts horseshoe or cuts horse nails.
Hooves, and then add shoes.
And then shoes them.
They can't shoot.
The videos of it are very, very satisfying.
Very, very satisfying indeed.
They also know how to forge horseshoes.
Can be, but if you're taking videos of how satisfying your horseshoes being replaced are, take better fucking care of your horse, bro. Because you should not be taking videos to where it's satisfying, bro. You're waiting entirely too long. Please take better care of your animals.
No, just like standard upkeep of horse hooves, like the
yeah, I'm thinking the ones that I see are fucking disgusting.
You see the rescue videos,
right? Yeah, the ones that I see are like horse rescue videos. They are terrible. Please take better care of your animals.
Rescue videos. It makes me sad.
Right. That's not. Nobody needs to see that.
We watched the standard upkeep of horses.
Yeah, the everyday farm life.
Listen, bro, whatever you get off to, okay? Let's just... That's not on me. Anyway, the girl walks over to the wagon and begins to inspect and says, oh, we're going to need a few boards here. Need a little metal work done on this thing. Probably in the range of 20 to 30 gold to repair the wagon.
Fuck.
At minimum, you're looking at 28 gold. At minimum.
Okay. Best we can do is 15.
Already haggling. Go.
Not yet. I gotta wait to hear what the last guy
says. Oh, hold on. Are you saying best we can do is 15? You're just outright saying it?
No.
Yes.
She might be. I'm not.
That's what I'm saying.
15.
I'm not.
I could replace the one board and send you on your way.
It's coming out of my pocket.
How far would it get us?
Truthfully?
Yep.
Down the mountain? The board is not so much the issue here as it is the metalwork. And then she squats down near the back of the wagon.
It's about to get expensive.
And begins to point to things on the bottom of the wagon. She points and she says, oh, and we're going to clean it all off and make sure it's nice. But specifically this part, and she points to the metal, and as she touches it, you watch a piece of the metal bend, separate from its joint. This weld here has been broken. I don't know what the word is for not a weld. This metal work is broken. I don't know.
A rivet? I think they were all riveted.
Sure, yeah, it would probably be a rivet. This rivet is broken, right.
I'm pretty sure at the time they were all riveted.
That sounds right.
Okay. When the farrier gets here,
not there, so I can't argue.
Okay. So did anybody go with Caliban?
Where did Caliban go again?
To the farrier / taxidermist.
No, I still went. No, I went to a pet shop.
You went to the pet shop. Okay, and then Lee, you were also going to the pet shop with Elian, correct? Perfect. Okay, so you two drop the cart off, head to the pet store. We're gonna do the pet store first because that sounds more fun. As you guys walk down the street, the same street you just rode westward on, you're walking eastward. Excuse me. You get back towards the earlier shops that you came into. And you see a sign for Furlough's Friends. Shit, we lost Adam.
Yeah.
It's fine.
No,
it's fine. It's okay.
It's 10:30. It's
right. It's about the time for his internet to fuck up.
Yeah.
Right.
This is what identifies break.
Oh shit. You know what? That's true. Okay, so you see a sign for Furlough's Friends. And you see on the same sign, you see a very, not crudely done, but very well painted, like crudely carved, but well painted, image of an elderly woman. holding a small cat. And she seems to be very smiling and friendly, and that's where we'll cut to break. I see the sign. Because that works. Because I don't know how long that interaction's gonna go.
I'm gonna go get me a really, really, really big bowl of peach cobbler.
Fair enough.
I had what I had left of that yesterday. For anybody who's here, we will be back in about 15 minutes. We're gonna take our quick break.
If you have questions, ask them.
Right, yeah. If you got questions, please feel free to ask them. We are just hanging out.
Since we're actually only like 2 seconds delayed today, we can actually answer them.
It's a couple of minutes. It's not. I mean, not a couple of minutes. It's not long. It's a little behind.
No, homie, it's like 6 seconds, 8 seconds.
Is it really? Oh yeah, no. I see you standing in front of the thing right now with the blanket on. Okay, yeah. So it's not bad. It's actually not bad. Pretty quick. Yeah, fuck yeah. Okay, well it's not bad. Anyways,
like I said,
if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. Again, I apologize earlier. Oh shit, let me start the timer. I apologize about earlier with the issues having login issues. I don't know what was wrong with OBS. It's that new version, the 28.1.3 or something like that. Some iteration like that. It is very glitchy, and it has been very glitchy since I downloaded it. My bitrate has been terrible since I downloaded it. Like I haven't been able to have a quality D&D stream specifically, but I did do a lot of cleaning up for our OBS as well. Like I deleted a lot of sources, so we actually only have one camera input now instead of one for me and then one for each row of people. So the rows being 3 people. So it did make it a little easier to. It makes it a little easier for OBS to import it and then flip it and export it. Those are just minor issues that I've run into, unfortunately. But that's what happens when you use, free software. Open source broadcast software. I think that's what creation is. But maybe it's just open broadcast. Anyways, it's fucking iffy as hell to get through. And then, watching fucking YouTube clinics here and there to try and help me understand what to do, because we're all new at it. We can all learn new things, you know what I mean? Everybody can learn. Any questions? Joe? You guys have any questions? Players?
No, all good.
I wish I could fix that fucking chat thing, but I can't.
That's good. We'll figure it out.
The thing is that's how it's cut. I actually can't change it. I can't make it any bigger. It just only shows half of the bottom one. Like if I go down here to the chat bubble, right, unlock it, click on it so we get it, right? Like it is cut all the way down. It is not. It just cuts halfway through for some reason. I don't know why. I wish I did. I wish I could fucking fix that. But I can't, unfortunately. It's just stuck like that. Which if I just put test, it would then push mine up, and then the one that I was trying to read would be pushed up. Is that a tiny pig?
What, me that I'm painting?
No, Cass keeps putting it in the chat. It looks like a tiny pig. Anyway, what are you painting? What are we working on today?
This one's just a door.
A door? How's it looking?
That is like the
a
BBG
dwarf.
of
I
most
thought you
campaigns.
said door. Okay.
Oh, I heard door too. I was like, that's the BBG of most campaigns.
That's fair. Fair. The big bad in most campaigns is in fact the door. Oh my god, I have to fix Ben's chair. It's driving me crazy. Ben, come back so I can fix your chair. Well, so you could fix your chair, because it's terrible. It hurts.
Hey, I hate to do this because we're mid-session, but I think I need to dip out.
Okay. Are you okay?
Sorry. I just threw up. I'm not feeling too good right now.
That's not. Yeah, no. If you're sick, please go ahead.
Go get some
You
rest.
feel better.
Well, I was hoping it was gonna go away, but
I mean, sometimes you can't
Sorry.
control it. It's all right. Ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
Have a good night.
alright. Good night.
Shit. They could blow
Yeah,
up.
I'm not trying to blow up the pet store at all. I'm trying to find a dog or a wolf cub.
Fair enough.
I am just going to take whatever fucking sick depraved animal they have that I can get for free.
Sick depraved.
Depraved animal.
Sick depraved animal. I don't know
got
that
a
they
fish
sell.
already.
I don't know that they sell a Ben.
Yeah, but I mean, we have one already.
But they
We
might be able
already
to
have a
order
bed.
one from like an adjacent store. You know what I mean?
No, not sell them. Just like, I give you 1 piece of gold for these 5 fucking sick, washed up ass dogs.
What are we, a fucking rescue now?
No, I'm gonna
we
resell.
Yeah, I don't know what's
have
going
a
on there. I
fish.
want.
I mean, we have an astral being that I'm convinced is more powerful than all of us.
I want a
That's
solid wolf cub or dog puppy that I can train. It'll
And
be a
also,
while.
I don't even know how many of you actually know I have a fish on my person.
I do.
I really haven't told anybody about Tim.
Tim is amazing. I mean, you're holding him. It's not like we cannot see him.
Well, he's
We
like
don't know
attached
Tim's.
to me
We don't
in a
know Tim's.
container.
Yeah, we don't know Tim's backstory, but we know that Tim exists.
I mean, I'm just waiting for one of you guys to ask the backstory of Tim, so I can let Wade go on about a big backstory on this fish.
The astral being that is known as Tim.
Tim, the most powerful one in our party, who will never lift a finger to help.
He will never lift a finger. He will watch us die and burn happily. Did I pin? I did. Okay, yeah. Timothy the cat, the lion, the fish, the cat, the third, the judge, the war hero, Dread. Junior. Every time
I will
add
tell you.
into it.
I may or may not be planning Tim's backstory one.
Tim needs to revive Arden.
I don't know that Tim has that ability.
Tim is an astral being that created the universe. He has all of the power.
You don't know, bro. You don't know.
I don't know, but in my mind, Tim has the power to shape the world.
I will tell you, when Arden was near Tim, Arden did feel more empowered.
Exactly. Tim was Arden's only family. Okay, at least that he kept with him.
Yeah, he didn't revive him.
He didn't.
I thought you guys were gonna dump Tim overboard with Arden's body.
Arden would have came back as a revenant and murdered them all.
I wonder if Tim has a revenge
Salt
plan
water.
for those pirates that killed Arden.
You mean the pirates that burned? Because their
yeah,
boat was caught on fire?
That burned.
You want to know where the magical advantage came from for Cass to shoot the shooting stars?
Yeah, it was actually Tim.
It was Tim.
Because joke's on me, I'm actually carrying 2 deities right now.
Yep.
You notice your sword's been rather quiet recently.
Ever since the
about
blue
that.
fire.
Ever since the blue fire, or like in general?
It hasn't talked to you since. Also, you can't fix that chair. Shit. Okay.
Yeah, he
What?
broke it.
You see this?
I grabbed like
I was under the impression that yours had the weight reduction holes here.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like very cheesy that you put your strap around it, but I now realize that you had to put. You don't have weight reduction.
Nope.
I thought that's what it was, because that's what those are for. Is to literally it gives you height adjustment and side to side adjustment when you're rolling around.
I need to get one of those chairs when I move.
You can have this one. I hate it.
Okay.
I actually enjoy this chair.
I fucking hate it.
How I sit.
It's okay. Like it's not uncomfortable. I just hate it.
I got it for a third of the price.
It's very. I got one of like the big and tall chairs, right? Because it's supposed to be made for people that it's like rated to like 450 pounds or some shit.
So for me,
but it's. I mean, my chest is like I'm very tight, not tight fitted. It's comfortable.
Okay.
You know what I mean? To sit back, like I sit in this thing all fucking day long. You know what I mean? When do I complain about my ass hurt? It's comfortable.
Yeah, no. My ass
That's
hurts
why I
all the
like
time.
mine. It's because like if my back starts hurting, I have this lumbar.
Yeah, you got the little lumbar pillow. Yeah. Well, this one just has a pillow that you put behind you. But
Yeah, no. I'm using an old ass office chair. I'm using an old ass office chair, so I'm extremely uncomfortable.
Listen, when I get my fucking Mavix chair that I want to buy, my $1,000 fucking Mavix chair, I'll just give you this chair. Just pay to ship it, and you can have it.
Fair enough. Well, I got to get a new chair when I move anyways. So.
Oh, yeah.
Turn on the sun real quick. Like, this is what my chair does. Like, if my back starts hurting, I'll just kick that out.
Yeah, I need something.
I want to get that fucking Mavix chair because the part where he's touching right now does that, but it's also it's an air conditioner, a heater, and a massager.
Holy shit!
So there's another version of this chair right here.
Yeah, that has
a recliner.
Something similar, yeah.
It's got a
okay, so is it the little one that kind of goes under it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. Don't ever waste your money on it. It's terrible.
I saw it and I'm like, there's
so
no way.
Here's the thing. It would be good if you were a toddler. But because you're a grown man, and when you put your feet up, your feet are and your legs are in fact the heaviest part of your body.
Yep.
So when you put them up, and they're not supported at the feet, they just hurt the knees.
Correct. Yep. Then your knees fucking fall back inward, so you stretch them out, and it's really bad for your fucking.
You're hyperextending your knees, effectively.
Yep.
I put my feet up probably the same place that you did all the time.
On top of this box?
No, when you had this desk.
It's in fact on top of your box. Yeah. No. I don't know. I just put my feet on top of the desk. Because when I was using that one, I actually had more room for like extra shit. When I put it on this one is shallow. This desk is very shallow. If I had known that, I wouldn't have bought it. I thought it was the same like depth as that one, like the distance from you to the wall. I thought it was the same, but this one's like 6 inches more shallow.
Which mine feels very cluttered right now because I have no wire management done.
Oh god, I hate that. I hate you.
I refuse to go do wire management on something. I'm not going to unwire manage when I finally get a PC.
When you get your computer.
And because I unplug my laptop,
over there
into my TV, or I unplug my laptop, take it upstairs and work on it, or I move my laptop around so much that there's no point in me wire managing it.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, still fuck you.
And because there's no good way to wire manage all of my extremely long cords that were set up for a PC over here to a laptop that's right there.
There's a good way. It's just time consuming.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna.
But also, fuck you.
It's fine. You don't have to see it.
That's fair.
Exactly. That's the only thing saving you. I would in fact hunt you down and murder you in your sleep.
I'll send you a picture.
Don't you dare.
I'll send you a picture right now.
Don't you dare. Don't do it. I hate you. I will throw myself off a cliff. I promise you.
He will kill his 5th character.
Look, I am already this close to my 13th reason. Don't fucking try me.
Well, yeah, we got a minute and a half, guys.
I live on a 3rd floor. Don't you dare. Fuck you. I see your light. Go to hell, Ben. Go to hell.
Hey, go ahead and check Discord for me, homie.
Fuck no. God damn it. And it's gonna bug me because I have a notification. Fuck you. I hate it. I hate it so bad.
Close the DM.
I hate it so bad. I'm unfriending you.
If it makes you feel better, I also want to jump off a bridge because of it.
It's so bad.
Is that the only reason?
No, it's not.
Is that the only reason?
Homie, 13 reasons is too short of a list.
Yeah.
Fair.
Bro.
That bitch who only needed
13 you guys got back
reasons.
just in time. We got 40. Good time,
I'm
guys.
just saying. What happened to her?
I'm still starting a fire, but I can hear.
She's sick.
You're good. Yeah, she got sick. She went to the restroom and came back and she's like, guys, I gotta go. Like, I don't feel good at all. She just threw up apparently. I get it. Like sometimes I'd be sick too.
Bro, you were fucking bursting last week.
I was not in a good mood. In a bad way.
But
yeah,
you're welcome, Adam.
It's not even the bad part. I didn't even show you the underside of the desk with the Ethernet cable and the power.
I know, but it's still ugly.
Yeah. The Ethernet cable is actually wire managed.
And the best part is, if you look at my computer, the only wires you can see are literally as it reaches up from the hole that's in the desk intended for wire management. The DP cable, because you can't hide it from the fucking desk to the computer. It's not possible to hide the damn thing. It's that one DP cable. It's all you see. Oh, and the HDMI cable that goes to my Apple TV. That's it. That's all you see.
No.
Everything else is perfectly hidden. You cannot see shit
wire
on this desk.
Mine will be when I get my PC.
Well, I have my laptop I have like one of those little laptop stands that you take with you to bring with you in bed. So I have my laptop on that stand on my desktop, and the wire is literally tucked up underneath everything. So like if I need to move my laptop, it's literally just unplugging it from the router and everything's good.
I don't have one of those stands.
You know what my least favorite part about going to be wiring your computer is? When we eventually get the ability to buy new parts for your computer, man. Having to
that you
cut
had it all perfect.
Well, that's the thing, is how perfectly I had this thing wire managed on the back that I now have to cut each and every single fucking zip tie and redo them all.
Yep.
Now,
and you
listen.
spent like 3 days managing that, didn't you?
It took them a minute.
No, shit, no. It took like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it took them a hot minute.
Do I move my computer around on a whim and spend 1,000 zip ties? Yeah, I do. But that's my computer.
Yep.
That fucking paperweight over there on the wall, not my computer. I did it once. I was nice. I did it one time because I knew when you open it, you'd be like, "Damn, this is done really well," and then you'd forget it ever exists. But it was that one moment of acknowledgement when you would be like, "Damn, this looks really good."
Homie, I was on the phone with you when I put it on my desk. I opened it for the first time. It looked really good, and then we turned it on, and we were both instantly angry and have not stopped being angry since.
Fuck you, UPS.
I'm gonna need some kind of counseling or anger management at the end of this. I've come full circle, and I'm just.
You're gonna talk to your NCO about that, man. That's above my pay grade.
I am the NCO, so
talk to yourself about it, and then see how that goes.
Look at a mirror. Okay, so somebody's gonna have to piggyback Silver for me, please. But
she's with me right now anyway, so
right. So you can have Silver, and then Chroma effectively is just kind of hanging out with you guys too.
Yeah,
whoever else is there. That's fine. You are currently the only one in the stable, just so you know.
Okay.
So
was with me, so. But.
Oh well, yeah. I'm sorry. You are the only player, not character, player currently in the stable.
Am I gonna need her character sheet for anything? Okay.
If anything, we'll just roll it with your stats. She can have your stats for right now, but that way we don't have to fucking duplicate shit. Because I'm not dealing with all that right now. After all the OBS shit I dealt with earlier, I'm not doing extra work.
No, I just. I can view her character sheet anyway, so I'll just roll it off mine. That matches hers.
So I mean, just roll the dice and then just add whatever her modifier is. It's easy.
I mean, her biggest one's a +7. I have a +7 add.
Okay.
So everything I'm gonna roll for is pretty much sleight of hand.
So the young elven girl is speaking to you, and as we cut away from them, the two of you that are approaching, that being Korik and Elian, that are approaching the pet store, see, as I described her, an elderly woman. She is a little overweight, a little large, a little rotund. She has a very, very round face. Very fucking, like, almost circular. And she has bangs that are gray, right? And she has hair that is pulled back into a ponytail that is gray. On the sign, by the way, you're looking at the sign. And she has a cat in her hand, a little like tabby cat, and it looks very young. It looks like a baby cat, and it's Furlough's friend. The name of the individual, probably Furlough.
So they got
As you two approach the front of the store, it is a dark wooden store. Like the wood out of the building is very stained, very dark. The windows are showing pets being displayed, in their respective containers. You have some small. Nick, what are the baby dragon things called?
pseudo dragons.
Pseudo dragons. Thank you. I couldn't remember the first word. A little baby pseudo dragons. A couple of those. There's a couple of rabbits. There's a dog or two. From what you can see in the window, that's pretty much what you get. And there's nothing is in a cage, for example. They're just kind of have small little gates like separating them into their own little container. And then for example, the pseudo dragons are all just climbing around what would be like a fucking giant cat apartment thing. What the fuck you call it? Cat tower or something like that?
Yeah, like one of those big chain link deals.
But no, the things that it's wrapped in like fucking rope or burlap or whatever the fuck it is, and like cats climb up it and shit.
Yeah.
Cat tree? Is that what it is? Okay, yeah. This is a big fucking like cat tree all over the store. You guys go inside?
Yeah, I'm going inside.
Okay, yeah. As you open it, the little bell gets hit. Ding, 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 ding. And as you guys enter, there is nobody else at the store. Not that you can see. Anyway, nobody visually present. Nobody's behind the counter. Nobody's doing anything. You can see. There's a bunch of animals around though.
Is there an indication on how much an animal is worth here?
Nope. There are no like labels. Just a bunch of animals, and they all seem to be pretty free. They're like, is the ones by the window are like, they just have little gates that kind of separate them into their own little groups. But they're just in like groups. You know what I mean? They're separated by like species, kind of. And then you see any what?
Wolf cubs.
Roll me a d20. So you're looking for evens and odds, right? Odds are good, evens are bad. Odds are good. No, it's not you. Shit. Sorry, read the wrong one. Just a flat d20.
This thing kills me. So okay, there we go.
I know mine's fucking doesn't like it either. 20 roll, not a 10. It's fine. Fuck it. It doesn't matter. Odds are good. It's fine. If you would have rolled a d20, it could have been a 1. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So ones are good. Yeah, you do see a young wolf. The young wolf, I will tell you, is a little reddish. It has a white-ish diamond slightly onto the back of its head, kind of between its ears, like a white kind of diamond. But for the most part, its fur is kind of a reddish brownish color. Its tail looks to be snipped, like not completely short, but it looks to be cut like short, like possibly an injury. In height, it's probably only about 12 inches high from like tip to toe to the top of the head. It's a very small dog. Very small canine.
Okay.
Do you want to try and hold like an animal handling check to try and approach it or anything?
I mean, sure.
See if it seems friendly. As you approach it, actually, do you want to describe how you approach it?
I mean, upright, always upright, and calmly, and not too focused, just into the area.
Do you let it come to you, or do you go to it?
Oh no, no. Go into the area and see what happens.
Okay. So you head into its little, like, it's in its little own secluded kind of area. Think like when you go to like fucking Petco or something, and they let you have a few moments with a dog or something, and you can like spend a little time with it. You're in like a cubicle, effectively. You go into the little area that it's in. You kind of sit there. You wait for it to approach you. It does not seem to approach you. It seems to just kind of stare at you a little bit and stand in whatever a tiny dog doing an aggressive pose would look like. Think like angry Chihuahua pose. Like it's like it's trying to put its feet out a little bigger, so it looks like it's a little wider than it is. And it's not growling at all. It's not baring its teeth. It seems to be standing in an.
I'm just gonna hang out a minute.
Elian, what would you like to be doing?
What other animals besides like dogs, cats, and wolves and pseudo dragons are there?
There's some rabbits. There is a fish tank. She has a couple of fish. There is a few different birds. One of them being kind of a parrot. One of them being a kind of falcon. And
Are there any dragon wormlings?
there are several cats. No, dragon wormlings. No.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the pseudo dragons then.
Okay, head over to the pseudo dragons. All of them are just kind of climbing all over this thing. You know, it's a cat tree, but there's also like they're hanging from the roof. You know what I mean? Think like a really fucking complicated hamster tunnel hanging from the roof, but it's a cat tree. So they're just like climbing all around it, fucking spinning all around it. Their little wings are flapping every now and then. None of them are flying. They're all just kind of like grappling around on it, clawing at it and moving around. Kind of exploring the store, you know, I mean, moving around. Every now and then one of them poops.
Okay, yeah, I mean, animal things.
Necessary visualization.
Every now and then one of them just like splat on the floor.
All right.
They're, I mean, you don't really have to go anywhere. Is my point to this is they're kind of just crawling around above. Occasionally want to look at you. Not anyone in particular, but like one of them will just kind of stop and look down at you, and then go back about its business and keep climbing around the store. About 2 minutes into you guys being in the store, an orange cat jumps up on the counter, where like the effectively like a register would be, the shopkeep's counter, I suppose. An orange cat jumps up on the counter. This cat looks very old.
Like, looks too old to be jumping.
Yes. Like it's like an orange tabby, but even though it's an orange like tabby looking cat, it is graying.
It's got to be the shopkeep.
Yeah, if I can turn into a goddamn animal.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty focused on not focusing on this cub, so.
Okay. Do you want to roll another animal handling check with the cub? Shit, draw my dice. Where'd it go? Clear. I've lost it. Okay. Roll again. You matched. After several minutes, do you offer it anything? Do you offer it like your hand, like squat down and get even with it or anything, or you just stand there?
Nope, no. We'll approach upright. We'll approach an upright human quicker.
Okay. Just trying to see if you're trying to bait it forward effectively.
Nope, not at all. Once it recognizes that there's no fear, we'll go from there.
Okay. Just as you would expect it to, eventually after a few minutes, it kind of relaxes its pose. And then takes a step towards you and begins to kind of sniff a little bit. And as it gets closer and closer, eventually it'll sniff a little more, and before you know it, it's standing at your feet, kind of sniffing along your pants legs. I will tell you, it's definitely smelling like blood and muck, and and all of the other things you have been experiencing over the last several weeks. It is probably in its head getting vivid pictures of why this has become what it is. Your pants smell the way that they do.
But not, but here's the thing: none of these smells would be of wolves. Am I right?
You ever encountered a wolf along the way? No.
Okay, yeah.
Nope.
As soon as he seems comfortable, I'll I'll just kind of.
I wouldn't say comfortable so much as it is a little hesitant. Like it's approached you, but it is like it seems like it could jump away at any moment. It gives you that impression, like it's feeling you out. Okay. Okay. It's taking its time. It's feeling you out. It's just trying to smell you.
I mean, I'll take a couple of glances at him, not focus too much, and I'll try to wait it out, see if he becomes comfortable.
Okay. That cat on the counter sits down and looks at you both. Just kind of looks back and forth.
I do want to acknowledge the cat silently, but hey, you say it's looking at me.
Yeah, it's just kind of peeking its head around, looking around, sitting on the.
That's probably the shopkeep.
Maybe. Elian, what do you do? You are the merchant of the group.
I approach the cat.
Okay. What do you do?
I asked the cat where the shop owner is.
Roll me an animal handling.
Fucking 11.
Okay. The cat looks at you, looks over at Quark, looks back at you, jumps down off the table, and walks into the back.
I'm just gonna chill there until they come back.
About a minute later, an elderly woman, as I described her, a little rotund, very round in the face, bit of an underbite, same hair but much whiter than it was painted on the board outside. It was a little more gray painted. Approaches. She has a little more visible wrinkles in her face and her forehead. She approaches the counter and says, "Oh, I didn't know we had anybody. I didn't hear the bells ring. Hello."
Hello.
Welcome to Furloughs. These are my friends. And she kind of waves her hands across the store. And she says, "I don't believe I've seen either of you before. Are you new in town? Are you passing through?"
We are passing through, but we are staying the night as our horses need tending to.
Okay. Well, I hope you met. I'm sorry. I hope you were well met down at the stables. They've been struggling recently to find quality staff.
They seem nice.
Was it a young elven girl that greeted you, or was it an elderly human man?
Young elven woman.
Okay, great. As long as you didn't meet him. Bastard. Or no, I'm sorry, persnickety old bastard. And then she kind of chuckles to herself a little bit. She's like, anyways, how can I help you? What friend are you looking for? Are you lonely in your journey? You need companionship? Are you seeking something that can be trained to help you along the way? Are you looking for sort of an animal or adventuring? What are we? What is our goal here? I see your friend is taken quite a liking to Ajax.
cleaning dish or something? The cleaning fucking detergent shit?
Sure. You know what? Never mind. Its name is Comet. Now it's powdered
Now
bleach.
it's
Fabuloso now.
Now it's powdered bleach.
No, it's Downy.
Now it's down.
Now it has downs.
It's fucking soft. Why do you people insist on fucking up?
Well, I said
Jesus
Downy
Christ,
because it's a
man, you
softener.
can't say shit like that. It's just fucking, you guys gotta calm down with the fucking over the top offensive shit. There is a line and we don't cross it. We walk it very finely.
Yeah, Taliban.
Look, that's you.
That's not offensive.
That's all you.
Taliban.
Yeah.
Literally
that's
the
all you,
name of the
buddy.
bad guy from Halloween Town.
Yeah.
It is, actually.
It is, because he was named after the sorcerer from Shakespeare.
Right. But yours is named after the one.
Yes.
Fantastic film.
Absolutely.
Pokey Godmother is pretty good too.
Gotta see the new Hocus Pocus.
We just miss Benny the skeleton. That's who we miss.
Yeah,
He was the best.
Anyways, back to our fucking story.
I've been looking at the pseudo dragons. I was wondering if you had any that you would part with for no less than 20 gold per se. Or how much ever you
That seems really pricey.
charge per.
Pseudo dragons.
For a baby, though.
I'm looking for a companion for adventuring, if any.
Okay. Well, is there a particular coloration you would? Everything she has are metallic. No. Everything she has are metallic.
Oh. Which metallic ones do you get? Do you have like sapphire?
No.
No? Okay. Emerald? Okay.
Remember when I said metallic?
Oh shit, yeah, not gem. Shit. Okay, no, just tell me metallic. Which ones do you get?
She's got 2 bronzes, 1 brass, and a gold.
Two bronze, a brass, and a gold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask about the gold one.
And
and then how much the brass one is, because there's 2 of them.
Well, the gold is the most expensive one. Right.
Oh, I figured, yeah.
Gold is the most expensive one. He's the most. Probably the kindest. Probably will develop the most meaningful bond. I think she's telling you about. That he was discovered flying above the high moor, which is a large. Fuck, it's a moor. It's a large region, sort of near the Sword Coast. You probably would have passed through it if you were coming from the coast west. No, based on what I know of your backstory, you would not have traveled through the High Moor.
Probably not.
He was found flying around the High Moor. He is about old. From what they know, he's about 8 years old. He believes he's about the size of what an 8-year-old pseudo dragon would be. And he's very kind. The brass is female. Even though technically all the dragons are intersex, this one, we're just going to call it female. That way we have a differentiation. We'll say she is larger than the other ones. The 2 bronzes are also male. They're smaller. And the gold is smaller than this one. She would be the largest of the visible dragons. And it would appear like... Can you say something for me? Anyone? Okay, perfect. Okay. No, you're fine. Look down and notice something, and I wanted to make sure it was working. A little line to tell me that it was working. She is the largest of them at probably close to 2 feet in total length. Most of them are fairly small. She is only 3 years old, the brass, and she was found flying near. I'm sorry. The other 3 were found in the Forest of Worms. They were collected because they were injured, and she nursed them back to health. And the bronzes are the smallest of the pair of the set. I'm sorry, the smallest of the set. They're twins. The gold is the singularly most expensive, but to buy both of the twins would be.
Oh yeah, and you can't just buy one of them. You can't separate them. That would be fucked.
You could, but it would probably be fucked.
But it would still be fucked. It probably wouldn't like you very much.
And then both of them are male, the younger twin bronzes. The bronzes, I would say the bronzes both have a more pointy head than the other 2. And the little horns that come off them are pointed straight back in very like a almost aerodynamic fashion. The bronze has the brass horns are curled down and spin outwards, and then have a hook forward. And the golds immediately like go back slightly and then hook up to like almost look like ears pointing over its head.
All right. How old are they?
The bronzes are she says they're just under 2 years old.
Okay.
She actually they were abandoned, and that's why she took those 2. They weren't necessarily injured, but they probably would have been had she not taken them in because they were abandoned. They were still in their eggs, like they had just hatched and were being.
Oh, okay.
She tells you that these 2 were the runs, but they were twins, and they had both hatched from the same egg.
I want to ask, how much would it cost to adopt the gold one as companion?
The gold one is going to be 15. The twins would be 20. And the bronze would be the brass. The brass would be 12.
Okay.
Being that they're pseudo dragons, she tells you they are hard to find. And you think about it, and in a lot of your travels, you've only seen 2.
I'm gonna ask if I could try to what's that word where you're like wanting to hold or whatever a fucking animal, like a petting zoo type of thing?
Communicate with it? What are you trying to do?
You know, I try to
Commune?
like, yeah, I guess, yeah, sure.
I mean, are you trying to like
See
convey
if I
some
can.
kind of emotion to it, like a bond? Like what are you trying to do?
Yeah, that.
Okay. Well, she says, sure. If you can give me just a moment, she steps into the back, and comes out and presents you with a small bowl of little chunks of raw meat. And she says, they'll all come to you, but they will only take what you offer them.
All
right. And she says, though be weary, whichever one you offer, whichever one takes the food from you, is the one you should take, because that's the one that will build the largest bond with
you. Okay, but you know, pseudo dragons feed off emotion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So could I try to direct my emotion through the golden one?
Yes. How? Let me ask you, what are your emotions? What emotions are you trying to?
I don't know, some calming type shit, I guess.
Okay. And then what, like, internal, like, I don't know, what internal mechanism, I guess, are you, what word would you put to how you're trying to guide them to that animal? What are you doing? Are you just fucking looking at it really hard? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm using the fucking force,
You're just like,
man. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Dude, I don't know how to fucking do this shit.
I just want to. Well, I'm trying to engage you. Come on, give me something.
Yeah, no, dude, I do.
Give me something.
I fucking
you just
hold my
stare at it
hand
really
out with
hard.
the meat. Sure, yeah, to the fucking gold, man.
Okay.
Like,
Oric,
I'm talking to it in its head and reassuring terms and shit, you know?
Oric, you look over at Elian squatted down on the floor with a handful of raw meat.
Yeah.
Just looking really hard at a gold pseudo dragon that's up on the roof, by the way. With his hand out like this, with some food.
What's that beep?
As your foot starts to begin to become very warm. Holy shit. Why was that so? Your foot begins to become very warm. Your left foot.
Okay. So do I feel pressure on it? I mean, I'm assuming that he's laying on it?
As you look down, he's trying to like bite your boot, but in a very playful way.
Okay. So now that he's gotten pretty comfortable, I am gonna walk out of his little gated area, close the gate behind me, and
it immediately tries to follow you like through the gate.
I'm gonna turn around and just give him I'm gonna make eye contact with him for a moment.
Okay.
And just let him know I see him, and then I'm gonna walk over towards Elian and grab 2 pieces of raw meat, and
Ayo.
You've communed with a rogue. He's taking your meat. The pseudo dragons all stop and look at him taking the meat.
You said she gave him the bowl, right?
Yeah, it's a small bowl full of meat. Yeah, there's like 8 pieces of raw chunky meat.
I'm grabbing 2 very small.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Okay, but intentionally small pieces, and I'm keeping them small, like between my fingers. I'm holding one in each hand, and I am gonna try to talk to the bronzes, and I'm just gonna convey trust
to the young bronze dragons, the baby ones, the twins.
Specifically, not that I want them to, specifically that I trust them.
Okay. Make me an animal handling check, and I will give you advantage for the meat. Okay. Nick, go ahead and make me an animal handling check. I will give you advantage for.
I don't even know what's going on. It sounds like he's trying to take my dragons.
Nat 20.
Are you reaching up to them, or are you holding your hand like flat out while standing? What are you doing? Because he's like on the ground. My man squatted down.
No, I'm standing up, but I'm holding them just a little raised. But I'm assuming these things weigh at this length no more than 25 pounds each.
Oh shit, not even that big. No, dude, they weigh like 5 pounds at most.
Oh yeah,
they're very tiny.
Okay, so they could easily land them. Okay,
right, absolutely. Yeah, these would not weigh more than say like a couple of birds landing on you. Like the bronze ones are not very big. They're about 1.5 feet in length.
Oh, okay.
They're very small. Right? Think about holding like an iguana. You know what I mean? They're not much heavier than like holding an iguana or like a
slightly upstretched
bearded dragon or something like that.
If they chose to.
Sure.
I mean, I'm assuming that bronzes they're gonna be bonded anyway. If one comes, they both will.
Yeah. So, with your natural 20, they both kind of are looking at each other and looking down at you. You can kind of see them like chirp at each other a little bit, and then one of them like reaches its neck really far down as far as it can, and it's like 3 feet above where your arm is. You know what I mean? Like it's not anywhere close, and it just keeps like doing little snaps. But it just can't reach far enough, and eventually it lets go with its hands and just falls down on your arm and like hits your arm with the force of gravity. So it makes your arm bounce a little bit, but it stands there and it kind of looks up at you and then just crawls out towards the end of your arm and snatches up a piece. and looks at you and just kind of jumps back and like flaps its wings a couple of times and flies back up to the top and eats the meat and looks at you. The other one, were you holding both pieces of meat in one hand, or you hold them like separate? You did say you had them in different hands. Okay. Okay, so you take the other hand, you lift it up, and the other one kind of looks at that one and looks at it, and the second one kind of goes over to its twin and tries to like snip away from it, and they kind of just like paw at each other for a second, and then it turns back and looks at you and sees the other one in your hand, and just like it actually lets go and flies down, kind of glides down to your hand, lands on your arm, sits there, and picks a piece. Hey, you know what? For shits and giggles, I'm gonna say these ones aren't much bigger than this. You know, the little ones, they're like maybe 16 inches in total length. I mean, that's probably like a foot, isn't it? Probably like 16 inches in total length. They're very, very small. A foot and a third.
Okay.
And like this much of it is body, and then like this much of it is tail, and you got like a little tiny neck and a little tiny head. These things are not much bigger than an iguana that would be about this big.
Okay, nice.
Their stomach is probably only like that big around, like shit, like that big around. You know what I mean? Like they're not big at all. This piece of meat, in fact, is like cut quite large for them. So as he's like, he'll sit kind of on your arm and like lay his body down and like put his hand down and try to like pull pieces off the meat. Sits there for a few minutes and does it. Looks back at you as he's getting the last piece and kind of walks over to you, like kind of walks back up your arm towards your chest and just kind of sits there on your shoulder. And the other one sits like above you, looking down at you, on its little like fucking cat tree thing that's all over the place. The orange cat walks out from the back and jumps back up on the counter. What were your rolls, Nick? The 21. Okay, so you're trying to convey something to the golden dragon. Just kind of comfort is what you're trying to do?
Yeah, sure. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay. Some kind of like welcoming feeling. Mm-hmm. It kind of looks down at you and it actually looks back over at the female brass dragon. Right? And she just kind of curls up and lays her head down and closes her eyes, right? Acknowledge him. And he looks back down at you and looks back up at that one. And then dives down really quickly. And instead of going for the ones in your hand, goes for the bowl that's in your other hand. Right? And like it kind of like hits you in the chest and just immediately starts like chomping at the bowl. Just kind of hangs out on your chest while it's eating though. Okay. Cork, behind you, the wolf begins to scratch at the door. And the cat sits very judgmentally.
So I want to ask her how much she's asking for the wolf.
It would only be about 5 gold.
What's Nick up to right now?
Do what?
The gold dragon is sitting on his, like, clawed onto his, what would be his, like, leather armor. Like, it has its claws, like, dug into the leather armor. And its neck is, like, reaching down and around into the bowl. And it's just chomping the pieces, like, trying to, it bites one, and then it, like, picks its head up, and it's trying to, like, swallow the piece.
Okay, so here's my question here. Are we limited as long as going forward in the future we agree to do things in a balanced fashion? Are we limited on what we can do?
What?
Like, are we particularly limited on things we can do here?
Are you asking, is the animal limit? I mean, the animal it would function as an animal companion.
Well, okay. Well, the wolf specifically, if I keep that alive long enough, that'll eventually turn into a familiar, basically, or not a familiar, but
it will still function as an animal companion, right? You have to build companionship with it over time, especially if they're youthful. That's why I'm presenting you with youthful animals.
Right, but it will eventually be a pretty solid fighter.
It could, yes, but it goes on your turn as animal companions do. Oh shit, who we lose? Okay. And then it attacks as your bonus action.
You're right. But anyway, no, but so very specifically what I was asking is if we want to make 2 purchases with the agreement that obviously you can't run into battle with like 18 animal companions. You've got to choose to like leave one at the wagon or
I will say that Furlough will say that she will only sell you one creature, as she believes any owner can only develop one true bond with a creature at a time. She will tell you that. But she'll sell you one, or the two, basically the 2 dragons you would get 2 bite attacks or 2 claw attacks, whatever. As your bonus action, the 2 baby ones, but they are small, so I would their damage would not be like a D8 claw attack, it'd be like a D4 claw attack. You know what I mean? So they're not any necessarily better than having one.
I mean, and I wouldn't want to put them into combat at the moment anyway. That'd be.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
No, I'm more just wondering if she would sell me the dragons, which I could probably, which I could obviously probably form a pretty good bond with, and then
they seem to be pretty interested in you, sure.
And then let me take the wolf cub as more of a wagon dog, of a party dog.
Yeah, if you give her the information that you have other people in your party and that you plan for this to be more of a group raised animal, as long as you're developing a singular bond with your singular creature, not singular as in you're getting 2 baby pseudo dragons, but singular as in like it functions as one entity in the turn order, then right. Yeah, you could have a what is effectively like a wagon dog. Yeah.
And again, I would assume going forward that if you chose to, like, if I chose to leave, like once they were say they're all capable of combat, if I chose to take the dragon somewhere, that would mean just leaving the dog with the wagon, and or the wolf.
Yeah, pretty much whichever of us adopts that dog as their own.
So, right. Okay. Yeah. If somebody else in the group develops more of a bond with the dog, which I could just roll dice for, the dog will develop like a more protective bond, say over Silver, for example.
Well, okay, fair enough. I just have very specific training things I want to do with the dogs and with the wolf and dragons. But okay, yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about it as you come to it. We'll figure out some kind of role to do.
Let's do that. I'm gonna give her that information. And and let her know that I'm interested in taking the twins and the wolf.
Okay. The wolf, 5 gold. The twins, 12 gold. So 17
or 20.
That's it. Should I just say 20? Yes, because there are 2 of them. Yes, I apologize. It was 12 for the brass, 15 for the gold, 20 for the. So it's 25 gold in total, correct?
I'm going to give her 26.
Okay. She takes the extra gold and hands it to the orange cat.
Oh, is it a cat that gives you change?
No. The cat, in fact, takes the gold and just knocks it off the counter. Knocks it off the counter on him. And then jumps down off the counter, behind the counter, and like, it disappears. You feel like it was judging everyone in the room. But it feels practiced because of its age. You know, wise judgment, one might say. Nick.
Yeah.
The gold dragon has not separated from you as it continues to eat small pieces of the meat, the raw red bloody meat.
I'll walk over to the shopkeep.
Mm-hmm.
And I hand her 15 gold for the dragon.
Okay. She does ask, how do you plan on keeping them from away? Because we do sell harnesses.
Yeah, I'll take a harness. How much?
It's 4 silver.
All right.
And then we also sell them for the dog too, same price.
Yeah, actually, that's perfect because that saved me from having to make one.
Okay, so
yeah, 3. So
okay, so she sells you 4 harnesses in total. For another, it'd be 1 gold, 6 silver, or 16 silver. However you guys want to divvy that up. If it's 12 silver, or if it's a gold, 2 silver, whatever. You know, you're one of you owes a 12 silver, one of you owes 4. And then she says, and food. Do you need any food for your immediate journey? Or do you need any food specifically for training?
I mean, I'm assuming any meat will work, but yeah, I'll take some for the next couple.
I mean, any specifically with the wolves, I would suggest red bloody meat. They do like fish. He specifically does not like fish. Usually they like fish. This one, he's a little moody. Ajax is a little moody. He is very picky with what he eats. And the twins, which I never named, by the way. So if you plan to give them a name, I would suggest that you tell it to them at least twice a day, each of their names, so they become accustomed to them, and they will, like, you know, build their bond with you separately, but also at the same time together. You know what I mean? Address them individually, but as a group. And she says, I can sell you some more. You know, I can cover probably 2 weeks worth of what would be treats for your animals, to train them, if you want. For 2 weeks would be another 3 gold. And she says, and honestly, if you plan to hunt with them, or you are hunters in general, you can find a lot of this meat, because this meat is just things that we collect. You know what I mean? Like my husband is a hunter. He's a forager.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I honestly, I just get. I mean, could I ask her to just out of the? I mean, we've spent a good money with her. Could she just give us enough to last the night?
Yeah, that's fair. I could do that. You guys have spent quite a bit of money here. That's fair. And you guys are good at giving these animals what appear to be wonderful homes. If you want to know, she rolled insight checks on you both. You seem like genuine people.
Terrifying.
What'd you say?
She must not have rolled very high.
You say that, but seem like genuine people. Anyways, now that you two have these 4 creatures, what do you plan to do? And she does provide you with what would be enough for the night, you know. Which is just a slightly larger bowl with like 5 pieces per creature, so 20 pieces in
total. So,
put the harness on the dragon.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the harness on all of them, obviously, and you know, have a pretty good. I mean, they're not huge creatures, so I'm assuming.
No, like I said, pseudo dragons are very small. Think when Harry Potter in the fucking movies, they reach in the bag and pull out the tiny dragons. That's your pseudo dragon size. The gold dragon is slightly like, he's like 4 inches longer.
All right. With those, I want to. Vincent and Silver are still at the stable.
Vincent, Silver, and Chroma are at the stable, correct?
Chroma. Okay. I wanna walk. Actually, I don't really know where they're at, so I'm gonna ask Elian where they are.
No, I know where they would be.
I mean, yeah, you drove the wagon into the stable. Yeah.
They're at the stables.
Then I want to immediately swing by there and let them know what's going on, what I've done, and that I am going to be out. We came in from the east or from the west side, right?
Came in from the east.
Okay, we did come in.
You came in from the east, going westward. You went back eastward in the town to get back to the store. Yeah, it's only down the street.
Yeah, I'm gonna let them know that I'm gonna be waiting for him outside the west end of the city, and I wanna head out to the woods.
Before he goes, I let him know what all we're doing with the cart and that they're doing repairs to the axle.
and it's going to be a while.
All right. So I, where did my blades end up?
They're currently in my bag.
And the estimate she gives you after talking to a metal worker, like at the forge specifically, is about 2 days.
2 days to fix it.
A day to make the parts, a day to fix it.
Okay.
And then like the wood has to be cut and everything to replace. So.
All right, so I have a serious question here. I've got quite a spectacle going on with the wolf cub and like 2 pseudo dragons like crawling around. And
yes, you are the mom at Walmart with the kids on leashes that are in all 3 different directions. Correct. Yes.
So is it conceivable that I could ask for my blades and conceal them? Because I mean, I'm an assassin. I'd be pretty good at concealing my sword and my dagger. At least for a walk out of town.
I would say the sword, probably not, being that a dagger is not much smaller than your pseudo dragons. Yes, you could probably hide the dagger. And I'll let you do a stealth check for it to hide it, right? Sleight of hand check, whichever one you want to do. I guess be sleight of hand.
I have a much better solution to this. I'm just gonna ask Vincent. Would you mind loaning me that bag for a bit? I'll meet you outside the west gate when you leave.
Sure. I mean, I don't have anything that I need to store in it currently.
I just need to get out of town with my. Did you happen to find my bow?
What bow?
Right. Let me see that bag.
What bow?
It's under the cart.
The cart that she inspected.
The cart that she inspected. If she didn't find it,
the underside of.
If she didn't find it, let's grab it now.
Well, let's hope to hell she didn't.
All right, so I'm gonna check for my. I'm assuming he gave me the bag, and
I'm gonna hand him the bag.
Yeah, let me tell you, you two would be having this conversation outside of the stable.
Yeah, for sure.
Scan is what I'm gonna be replying with.
Oh, right, which is you're basically your sign language. You're signing at each other, right? So as you guys turn and begin to head in, as you do, she is scraping shit off the bottom of the cart, and down falls a bow and a quiver of arrows.
Wow, this just got expensive.
Am I back yet?
No. I'm just gonna.
I was gonna. Do you hear me out? Do you want to role play you meeting the taxidermist, or do you want to? Do you want to just come back? It's your call. Do you want your own little side experience in this, or do you just want to meet back and keep the story going?
We can keep the story going. I can be in here as long
so
as I'm back here.
In this circumstance, in this amount of time it would have taken them to go get their animals and her to begin working on the car, the little negotiation that went down, you would have met him, right? This man looks like Doc Brown from Back to the Future. His hair is fucking out here. He is old as shit. He is unhappy.
Common theme. Gotcha.
As he comes by, he's very loud. Everything he says is yelling at you. And then he keeps asking, like when you say something to him, he looks at you and goes, "Huh? What?" He keeps asking you like what the hell you're saying. And the whole time yelling at you, and like in a very nonchalant conversation. You have a very basic conversation on the way from his place to the stable. About a quarter of the way there the first time, you realize that he does not have any tools. So you have to turn around and walk back to his home to pick up the tools, like a shop home area, like his home's upstairs. You walk back to it, pick up the tools, and then on the way back, on the second transit, you finally make your way back. The entire time, this man is like yelling conversationally at you, asking where you're from, where you're headed, how old is the horse? Like he's conversating with you about the horse. How old is the horse? How long have you been with the horse? Like, have you developed a bond from youth with this horse? Blah blah, shit like that. And as you guys approach the stable, you go back too, right? Nick, everybody's at the stable except for Adam, right? Except for Caliban.
Yeah, I'm at the stable.
Okay,
yeah.
so everybody's at the stable except for Caliban. As Caliban approaches, all of you hear a sigh of relief come from Caliban.
It's about to not be, I promise you that.
Caliban, as you approach and you finally feel like you're free of this old man temporarily, like he might have something else to keep him occupied from conversating with you and yelling at you, you hear the sound of wood dropping on cobblestone.
Yeah.
And as you look at what the attention is, you see a wooden longbow, slightly covered in mudded spots, fall to the floor, followed very quickly by a quiver of arrows that spills across the floor.
Yeah, so Caliban's going to quickly cast light on whatever she's holding. I'm assuming she's holding like some type of tool.
Yeah, she's like scraping, it's like maybe a paint scraper.
Yeah, he's going to look at her and just kind of snap his fingers, and then immediately lights her. That's going to light up very brightly. She's going to have to make a deck save to be blinded. It's like a flash grenade.
After he does it, can I dash and grab it?
A 16.
Oh, that just hits it.
Can I just immediately look at her and study her for a moment, make an insight check to see if I think I could get away with bribing her?
Sure.
I wouldn't even worry about bribing her at this point.
He's trying to fucking flashbang her.
Yeah, and she does throw the tool down.
Yeah.
In like a fit of like minor panic and fear. But she very clearly does see the bow and arrow as one of the arrows bounces along the floor and lands along writing. She knows what a bow and arrow is.
Yeah.
Yes. With your 21, hang on. With your 21 for your insight check. Which, by the way, holy shit, +9 for insight. Great fucking stat to stack. With a 21 for an insight check. You were given the information that the stable is not doing well and has not been doing well. But no, he didn't have much experience with her, so it's difficult for me to say this. By just glancing at her, with the information you were given that it is not going well, it in my opinion would be plausible to think that you might be able to bribe this person in an effort to try and keep their stable going, or an offer to try and keep their stable going. It'd be plausible to think that, but she also does give off minorly self-righteous vibes.
Caliban's gonna look at her and be like, sorry about that. Magic's been fucky lately, but we've been looking for those. They've disappeared for a while.
I'm just gonna pick them up and actually I'm just gonna pick them up, sling them back into their normal spot where I've got a quiver, sling, and everything. Sling them in their normal spot, look at her, and drop 3 gold in their place, and say they were for protection, and I'm headed out of town anyway, and take off walking and see what happens.
You mean with a giant bow on your back?
Into public? Yeah, into public with the bow on your back?
No. Just wait.
Okay.
I mean, I got to make it to the door of the stable. If she doesn't stop me,
you're probably 20 feet.
Yeah. If she doesn't, that's enough time for her to speak. If she doesn't,
make me a persuasion check. As you kind of offer the 3 gold to her, they fall to the floor. He doesn't seem to accept.
Throw her a platinum.
Falls to the floor.
Fuck. Okay, I picked that shit back up.
He doesn't seem to accept it. And she says, how would I phrase this? Hold on, let me think about how to phrase this first. Something along the lines of, I do not want any trouble in my stable. I have enough problems with the guards. I'm going to need you all to leave immediately. I'll put the wheel back on this wagon. You're all leaving.
All right.
I will not be working with you.
I talked to Vincent and I said, what if we push her into the portal that I have?
God.
They could do that and then
speaking
prepare.
back in my head.
Can you
That still
wait
doesn't
for
fix
10
our
seconds
fucking
while I
wagon.
flatten this silk circle out?
But no, I reply with that still doesn't fix our fucking wagon or horse that are on the brink
After
of
she
falling
puts the
apart.
wheel on.
It still doesn't.
Yeah, after
fix
she
The
it.
puts
wagon,
the
the
same
wagon's
wheel on,
not
she's not
fixed. The
fixing it.
wagon is just.
She was
I'm sorry. The
taking it
wheel
apart
is just.
and fixing
Because
it.
nobody
Anyway,
has-
she's not gonna fix it anyway, so what's the harm in just pushing her into some void?
There's
We're surrounded by
witnesses. There's another guy standing here.
I just want to mention that I gave you a ring that would stifle screams when you stab somebody in the back. You don't use it. I give you a circle that is a hole to another dimension, and you throw every fucking person that wrongs you into it.
I need that
What's the
ring.
harm in
That's
that?
what I need.
The harm? Oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. The last one was fucking dead.
No, because
You
I was
don't
just
know what's on
disposing
the
a
other-
body.
You
They
don't know
didn't
what's on the
die
other
because of
side.
me.
You don't know what's on the other side.
Listen, I've been making notes.
Look,
As you've been experimenting with it here and there, sure.
Yes,
You have noticed zero pattern.
exactly.
Yeah. I
It's
understand.
not like
Now
water plane, fire plane, earth, water plane, fire plane. No.
No, I know.
The-
Now I
the-
know it's a completely random fucking assortment of
It
random
feels completely
fucking-
random. Correct.
Yeah, now I know that.
You
The
believe
whole
that.
purpose of trial and error. What do you mean?
Anyways, how are we going to attempt to resolve the situation?
Look, I understand that you have some issue with the guards, and we'll make sure you don't have any more issues with them. We need our wagon fixed and our horse taken care of.
We will pay you quite well.
These will pay
And
you for the
technically-
services, and I'll make sure these people stay away from the stable from here on.
And technically, they all work for me. So he will leave town. There will be no more problems.
No, listen. I can't be involved in this. If I do
Not
anything
involved in
bad,
anything.
they're going to take away my stable. I can't.
Yes, you're not involved in anything. He's
There's
not
a
going
man
to
with
be
a
here.
weapon
He
in my
doesn't- you
stable.
didn't see
They
anything.
don't know.
Put the bow in
Yeah,
the bag.
you didn't see anything.
I've
The
already.
thing is-
But I
already-
did.
But
The
you
guards didn't see
didn't.
anything, but we can bring the
the bow in
guards
the
here
back.
if that's really what you want.
Wait, I just want to point out that my charismatic barb was talking and distracting this NPC. I've already put the bow in the bag and walked. She's not yelling for guards. I've disappeared with this bow.
Yeah, he's gone.
I'm not still.
Make me a stealth check.
I just did. It's a 21.
21. Okay.
He's gone.
There's
Look.
no way I would be listening to this.
Can we gaslight her and say what bow?
What bow?
Yeah, like at this point, you're just like, what bow?
Who is this guy with a bow and arrow you speak of?
Okay. So, you feel like you're pretty slick with sliding the bow into the bag or in the bag of holding and shoving the arrows in there. You feel pretty slick about it. She doesn't directly say anything, right? So you feel like you did it well enough to hide it from her. And as you begin to exit, she says, "And you all need to go with him."
Very well.
Yes.
I mean,
We will pay
I'm
you
just gonna
double
yell over-
what
I'm
we
just
need to do, but we need these fixed to
I'm
leave.
just gonna yell over my shoulder. I'll give her more money and keep going. And I'm gone at this point. Like I'm walking to the west
You're
gate.
not helping.
Okay, so Korik begins to head towards the gate at a brisk pace. He's not necessarily running, but he is quickly walking towards the exit of town. Because the only weapon he now currently has on him is a hidden dagger.
that he's yet to take out of the
Right, I'm sorry. Did you shove your sword in the bag, or you still got your sword under your cloak?
He put both of my blades in the bag. I didn't take the dagger.
Oh, I thought you said you took your dagger back. I'm sorry. Okay, so you are weapons. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, they're all in the bag.
Okay.
Wait,
yeah,
so
yeah,
who
everything
has
records
Ben's
weapons.
sword?
My
The
sword
guard.
is with all of our
the
stuff.
guard.
So the guard grabbed his sword.
Nope, I handed him
He,
my
he
entire
took the belt.
I
Oh,
did that
okay.
very purposely.
Smart. It was smart.
Yeah, but wouldn't he still
It's-
grab the sword?
No, the belt, the dagger, the sword, all like he just kind of grabbed onto the leather, and then
you have to draw
the
the sword.
Right, you have to draw the sword.
Yeah, and it's
So
been
like you
bundled
can
up.
handle,
So, yeah.
you can handle the sword itself. It's not going to go well, but you can. But you have to draw it for any effect to come around.
Anyways, look, we will pay you double what the work is done. They won't come near here. You won't see any trouble for it.
Aren't coming here anyway.
Make me a persuasion check.
Can I assist him since we're both kind of?
No, because you've already offered her money and she turned it down.
Okay.
15.
It was gonna be a disadvantage, but no.
I picked up the money anyway.
Yeah.
I pick up the 3 gold and platinum.
I already, don't homie. I said I picked that shit right back up when he said she'd let it hit the ground.
When did you say that?
Right
after she said she didn't take it.
You think I'm letting a platinum stand on the ground with a fucking?
Thankfully,
yes,
your charismatic bard is fairly convinced. She said, at the offer of twice the money, she says, that may cover me, but it won't him. And points at the man standing next to you.
On charismatic bard.
Yep, and I've told this man a few things. We've talked.
You've conversed a little bit. You have said very little. He has given you room to say very little.
Correct. Caliban is going to set the mood a little bit. He's going to reach up. He's going to snap his fingers again. There's going to be dancing lights up in there, and then what little candlelight there was is going to go out in the room. It's going to get kind of dark, but very mood lighty for a second. And he's going to turn to the old man.
Hey, little baby.
How well is your eyesight?
And he begins to go on a tangent about how one time he saw something. Immediately, like, tangential, doesn't give you a direct answer at all. One time he believes, he has told everyone, but nobody believed him. He saw
and as he's speaking,
a
Caliban's
nightmare.
going to lead him over to the horse.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing ever happened. He's going to lead him to the horse as he's speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And he's going to let him continue. But as he's speaking and doing, Caliban's leading him over to
roll a persuasion.
Bird the horse. Bird the horse. Like nothing ever happened. 29.
Not even gonna roll.
you can't hit that high, can you?
No, I can't beat a 29. His anti-persuasion is not. No. With a 29. Disgusting. The level 7 character, but no more pluses to persuasion for you. You are capped at 11.
He's a bard.
I'm a bard.
He does immediately begin down, or he immediately sets down, puts the leather pad on his leg, gets the horse, folds its leg up underneath between his crotch, and begins to start cutting away at the hooves. Instead of separating the horseshoe, and does his job.
Yep, he's an old man. He forgot. It's fine.
Continues on with his story.
Yep, absolutely. Caliban stays there, smiles, and listens the entire time.
Stops about 30 seconds in and says, "What the hell happened to all the light in here?"
It just it went out. It was very weird. There was
he
wind.
he immediately just talks right over you and yells, "Cassie, turn the lights back. Cassie, light the damn light the candles. I can't see anything in here."
And Caliban will just snap his fingers and fucking the dancing lights, and then the candles will come back with dancing lights disappeared and prestidigitation, turning all the candles back on.
Yeah, and he starts right back to work, filing and chopping and using those big fucking scissor things, whatever they're called.
Mm-hmm.
They look like fucking the worst nail clippers in the world. They're like fucking bolt cutter sized nail clippers.
Bolt cutter, yeah, sized nail clippers.
And just starts chopping away and cleaning up Bird the horse's hooves.
As he should.
And as he's tossing the horseshoes, he keeps saying, "Oh, you're gonna need a new one of these. Yeah, this one's bad. This one's bent. This one hasn't been changed in 6 months."
Only 4.
You've only had this horse for like 3 weeks.
I know. There's only 4 horses.
Well, 2 weeks. Yeah,
That's
I only gave 4. No,
That's
it's been 22 days.
The horse I bought when we first left. So yeah.
When you left Tilverton, correct? Right?
No.
Oh shit! When you left Scardale?
Yeah.
Scardale. Yeah, because Tilverton.
I've had this horse for
It
when
has
we
been.
went to rest.
It's been almost 2 months.
Yeah, it's been 2 months.
It's been almost 2 months. Yeah. So you need 4 new horseshoes. You'll need to go to the forge and buy them.
Okay.
There'll be a gold apiece.
That's fine.
And by the time he's done, it takes him probably the better part of 40 minutes. And he's talking the entire time. Does not stop to breathe. It's pretty impressive. He's chopping away, filing away, and he tells you he needs to walk on these at least for a day. He'll walk on his bare hooves before you wait for him to come back. Hang on. As Caliban's forgets what he's saying. Okay. He says he needs to walk on these for at least a day before he becomes rehooved. Reshoed.
We lost him again.
That's fine. Whatever. You can tell him.
There it is.
He needs to walk on his hooves for at least a day before he can be reshoed.
Which is fine.
He needs to strengthen his hooves again.
We have 2 days on the wagon anyway.
She tells you that she's going to pay slightly more.
Okay.
To get you out of here as quickly as possible because she does not want you in her shop, in her stable.
Understandably.
And she says finding accommodations will be your own problem.
Yes.
She will not be helping you anyway, beyond fixing your wagon and getting you the fuck out of her stable.
Understandably.
Anything else? Before you head to, like, she'll head to the forge, but you'll all need to head to some sort of stay for the night.
Yeah. No, I got nothing else.
So she's going to try and put like a rush order on your things, is what I'm saying, so she can get you as quickly as possible. So she's gonna get you out in a day rather than.
Yep.
Yeah, so we'll be out by morning instead of the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Caliban, before you go, since you've been so persuasive with her, before you go to leave, she is going to ask for proof that you can pay.
Caliban will look to Ben. Give her half up front. We'll give you the other half when it's done. It was, what, 28 gold or whatever?
With the expedited fees, probably going to be looking at about 100 gold total.
100 gold total.
Are we inside the barn?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
And your little gold dragon is kind of like curled up on your shoulder, like something.
I'll hand her 5 platinum.
Also, for the rest of you, he has a gold dragon on his shoulder. Holy shit! It's a tiny gold dragon.
Reminds me of something.
It's a tiny gold dragon. Anyways, I'm sorry. What was your question?
I'm gonna hand her 5 platinum.
5 platinum. Okay.
In fact,
50 gold. So that's half.
She takes the platinum.
Yeah. That is half of it. We'll pay the other half
On completion.
Yeah, whenever it's completed.
Fuck, that hurt. I'm getting poor here trying to take care of these fucking horses.
A pseudo dragon is in fact named Yornir.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Please don't, because I still know that name.
Hey, have you met my pseudo dragon, Vincent?
Your pseudo dragon over time might tell you his name.
Over time.
What? Tell me his name and what fucking amalgamations of feelings.
Yep.
Have you guys met my fish?
You have a fish?
Yeah.
Have you fished this entire time?
Yeah,
No.
it's just sitting on. That's what this little side pouch is. It's a fish in
That's
My
an
pseudo dragon
ingenious
needs
side pouch.
there. It's Tim. Look.
Tim the cat. That's
Tim's side pouch is in fact Arden's last work.
Yes.
It's
Arden's last piece of armor.
It's just a string loop that you pull tight around the top of the fishbowl. So the fishbowl is just sitting on the side of his hip. Which just so you know, sloshing water is going to give you disadvantage on all of your stealth checks from here on.
Yeah, but it's not like a big thing. That's fine, homie. Give me disadvantage.
Wait a minute. If you had a decanter of like
Endless water.
endless water, could you put the fish inside of the fucking decanter?
No.
Small. Tim's pretty big.
A decanter has a small entrance and a
Yeah, but
large.
isn't it like a goldfish?
No, this is not a
Tim is
goldfish. It's a lionfish.
Tim is the lionfish.
Oh, lionfish.
Yeah,
I
it's
thought it was
a
fucking
pretty
beta
good
fish.
sized
He's a decent
fish.
sized fish. Like, I don't know how you guys
And-
didn't notice the fish on my hip.
Yeah, and he's really cool looking. He kind of looks like a tiger.
He's
I don't know
got
why they're
more
called.
titles
I don't
than
know why
all
they're
of us
called
combined.
lionfish, bro. Like I get that it has kind of a mane, but at the same time, like it's colored like a tiger.
They look like tigers, yeah.
I mean, he's got more titles.
Why is
than
it not
all of
called
us.
What if we
tigerfish?
force the lionfish into the decanter of endless water?
If you touch this lionfish, I'll touch. You'll be picking your
You'll
hands out of
touch.
that decanter.
What the fuck are you trying to tell
He'll
me?
touch
me?
you. No.
You know,
If you
Um,
touch this lionfish, I'm gonna touch you.
you touch this fish, you'll be picking your fingers out of a decanter.
Your fingers are gonna get stuck inside of an anus.
No, I'm almost positive this fish is is an elder being that's just able to kill all of us.
Oh,
It's fine.
let's test it out. Let's.
The
attack
girl
it.
stops you and says, "Have this conversation somewhere else." Get out.
They're on their way. We will leave you be. We'll usher them
And
out.
kind of
We were
and
told of a
kind of
tavern.
shoos you out.
Yeah, we were told of a tavern.
Mm-hmm.
By the guard, we will head there.
As you head down the road, let me get rid of the map right now. I don't need.
I'm just gonna go to bed. Ain't nothing else to do. We can get drunk, go to bed. Oh, so Nick, that thing we're talking about.
I don't know if I want to do that anymore.
Damn it, this shit's getting expensive.
It is, but you know, I have a dragon on me, and it might fucking fly away.
Okay.
Don't do it. Whatever you two are thinking, stop now, immediately.
I mean,
You are allowed to do two things: walk to the tavern and sleep. Go.
I didn't know you paid me. I thought it was the other way around.
You blew up the last tavern we stayed at. I'm glad you don't
Can
have
you
your
prove that?
weapons.
Yeah, we ran away.
Oh,
You
no.
dropped a building on me.
Did you prove that?
You dropped a building.
I was there.
I also pay your paycheck.
You dropped a building on me. You don't pay me for that.
No, but I'm about to start taking some of these costs out of y'all's fucking checks.
You haven't paid us anything.
Yeah, you haven't fucking
and
paid
you
us
dropped
anything.
a building on
And
me.
you dropped a
Because I'm
building.
going
on
broke
me. This
just
is
getting
great.
us food. I've
Yes.
spent over
You've spent
200
expenses.
gold.
You threw a platinum at the lady, like it was
You've all
fucking
poorly
change.
executed
You see
everything
me?
you've tried to do.
You see me, I'm small. Me and prison aren't gonna work.
You
won't
and a
be
lot
small
of things
after
are not going to
prison.
work.
Hmm.
We're gonna go to the tavern now. We're going to rest.
Let's do the whole.
As you move towards the tavern down this main thoroughfare, you see signs for several different places to drink, but none of them are an inn. Specifically, these are pubs. As you keep traveling, almost at the most westward point in the city, about 3 buildings short of the western gate, to Darkhold, you see a wooden sign hanging from a metal rod extending from the building. that is an oak tree. And a shady spot underneath it, and somebody sitting there drinking. Right? The small sign below that, hanging on like two little metal chains, that says, hang on, I'm trying to remember. I just had the word in my fucking head and I forgot it.
Vacancies?
No. It's hang on. That was the name of the tavern, but I fucking forgot it. Hang on. Fucking, let me look up a synonym for the word that I'm thinking and tell you the damn name.
Shady Oaks?
No.
Retirement home?
No. Shady Oaks Retirement.
Yet.
Hang on. I gotta look at fucking synonyms of this word because I know what word I'm thinking of, but I want to make sure it's the right one. Fuck it. The shaded respite. That's what you're getting because I fucking forgot what word I was thinking. You're getting shaded respite. And the image is of a small dwarven man drinking a beer, drinking something out of fuck, the flagon. There we go. Underneath a shady oak tree.
Gotcha. Well, we're gonna head in.
Okay. Yeah, as you enter, there is a young dwarf behind the counter. There are several humans and a couple of dwarves at the bar. There are a few half elves gathered in the back, all covered in what would be a dark, like sooty shit, I don't know, material. They have like soot stains on their clothes and skin. And you see several people that are wearing hoods and corners. Ben, can you make me a history check?
A history check?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. That's
No,
gonna be 19.
As you enter, you have an immediate flash to the town of Jexeldor beneath the small the name of that mountain range. Hang on a second. Pull up the map. Yeah. Fucking mountain range. Beneath the cloud peaks. The underground city of Jexeldor. These robes look very similar to the robed figures who you slayed before you killed the purple-skinned being that had what looked like an octopus for a head. The logo hanging from their big medallion necklace is that same sort of octopus head, but not incredibly well defined. It kind of just looks like wavy lines all curled together beneath a large circle.
Okay.
And all of them are wearing their hoods up. Their faces are very good. Like if you want to roll a perception check, they're you could try to see their faces, but it would be
hard. I'm not gonna look for their faces, but I'm gonna see if any of them immediately like put their attention to me. I mean, I shouldn't be recognizable, but I'm kind of just more.
Not that you notice. They all seem to be very Secluded in the corner.
Themselves. Okay. I'm
Noticing
gonna.
his interest in them.
I'm
Not
gonna
that you can place.
I'm gonna keep a slight eye on them for the
Kind of
time
angle your
being.
seat so you can see them out of the corner of your eye.
Yeah, kind of like if we sit in a corner, I'm gonna sit with my back in the corner so I can see the whole room.
Well, that's up to you guys. There is a corner booth open that could fit everyone. There is also a long table that is empty in the middle of the room that could definitely fit everyone. It could fit like 12, 15 people. And there are several spots at the bar. You may not be able to fit all 6 people. Are you? Did Korik? Did you go to the bar? Or did you leave the city?
Oh no. I'm leaving the city. I've got something to do outside.
Okay. As you reach the wall and you meet the gate guards, they don't have your weapons yet.
Because I surrendered them. My buddy had my weapon when I came in. I only carry a small dagger.
So do you plan to get it? Like, is he gonna get it do you plan on him picking up your weapons?
Oh, he's gonna get it. He checked it in. He checked it in, so he'll check it out. I'm
Okay.
gonna go get myself a new bow.
Okay, I was gonna say, do you have the bag of holding on you, or does I?
No, I have it, but
He
I mean,
has it.
Okay.
but I mean, I don't. There's no reason for them to search. Like,
No, yeah. I mean, you, as far as they know, you came into the city on. You didn't come through this gate. You know, not with these people here. So they know you came in the city a different way.
yeah.
Okay, and they immediately start unlocking the gate and open the doors and send you on your way.
Okay.
And they, effectively, they don't tell you like thanks for coming or anything, but effectively just give you well wishes. They're well wishes in your travels. You look like a traveler. You look like a grifter.
Right.
So they send you on your way.
Okay. So how close to water are we? I mean, I'm assuming
not close. Let me.
Wait, they don't have running water?
Wells, bro.
They would have wells. They are up a mountain, so water is effectively it is drilled from underneath the mountain and then brought up by a large corkscrew. So it's an old-fashioned well.
Okay.
The closest water you can see, because you are relatively on top of a mountain. You're pretty high up in altitude. In the distance, you can see a river, but this shit is like miles. It is tens of miles away. And I would tell you that if you tried to go there, it would probably take you the better part of a couple of days to get there. And the time frame you were given is that they're going to try and be done by tomorrow. So it wouldn't add up.
Okay, fair. No, that's fine then. I just wondered if there was water close by I could really set up by.
Not necessarily, not within visual sight of the height you're at. I mean, not close. You believe you could make it to and back from in a day.
Okay. So I mean, I'm assuming that I left the city with enough water for myself overnight. It's just a
yeah.
day.
I mean, you have a water skin on you. Yeah. Everybody carries a water skin.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave a message in Thieves' Cant, and Vincent can read that, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna leave a message in Thieves' Cant right beside the gate.
Okay. Are you carving it into the wall? Are you carving it into the dirt, a tree? What are you doing?
Into a tree. So
okay.
I'm gonna leave a message in Thieves' Cant that just says on the trail, and I am going to go forward just at least a ways away from the city and find a more quiet spot. Still pretty close to the trail.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, Darkhold, like I said, Darkhold is relatively like the peak of this mountain range. It is very well defensive. I mean, even looking at this, this place would be very easily defended in any battle because you only have one way up the mountain on one side and one way up the mountain on the other side. It is, and it can see for tens of miles in both directions. You know what I mean? It is very well defended. So do you want to head down the mountain? It would be the better part of the day would be heading down the mountain. Like you're in the woods, so you're kind of traveling back and forth. You're heading down a mountain, so it does take time.
Yeah, just enough to find a quiet place that I can wait for them and do some like some serious interaction with my new animal.
Okay. That's fair. So we'll say you walk for, I don't know, we'll say 2 or 3 hours, right? That's fair. You're getting close to like the noon point of the day. And at that point you do find an area you feels pretty good to camp at. So you go and find you some wood, light your small fire, separate from the trail a little bit. So you're in, a more hidden position anyway, not necessarily defensible or anything, but hidden off the beaten path. And you find yourself a pretty comfortable spot for the night. And you settle down. For shits and giggles, we'll say you find a stream along the way. And there are some small fish in there. They're not very big, but big enough that you could probably give the dog a snack and give the pseudo dragons. Sorry, I couldn't remember the fucking pseudo part. The pseudo dragons, a couple of small fish. But these things are like, not much bigger than a minnow. They're pretty small fish. I mean, the stream is very small. It's only a couple of inches deep. You know what I mean? It's just a small flowing thing down the river. But it is clean enough water that you could take it and drink it too. The dog can drink it. The wolf can drink it, and then the pseudo dragons can kind of crawl down and get some as well. So everybody is well fed, well watered, and well kept enough for the night. If you put a little fire up, they can all kind of curl up next to it and stay warm.
Absolutely.
The rest of you, as you're sitting in the shaded respite, what do we plan on drinking?
Caliban's gonna order wine, but did he notice? I guess the question is, what do you have noticed? Ian's interest in the hooded figures.
Were you trying to hide it?
Me?
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Not give hints to it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not trying to cue it into the people that you're watching, so that does make sense. Roll me an insight check.
11.
I'll leave that one to you, Ben. Do you feel like an 11 is enough to clock your insight? Do you feel like you're hiding it better than what 11 would be?
Well, my passive's 12.
Well, no, you don't have to worry about the insight part. No. He's trying to read you. Do you feel like with an 11 he can read what you're trying to distinguish from these people?
I think he'd be able to tell that I was watching people, but I don't think he'd be able to distinguish the actual interest.
Who? Gotcha. Okay, so can you distinguish who you're looking at? Right? Are you just kind of keeping eyes on him out of the corner of your eye like this the whole time, or are you like panning around and paying more attention? Attention than anybody else.
Probably how I've set is to where I can look directly at one of our party members
and just kind of over their shoulder and see them.
Over their shoulder, we'll see them.
Okay. So
I mean, I'll oppose rolling to see if maybe he can tell.
It's fine. So based on what he said, we'll say
tell I'm watching somebody. He just doesn't know who.
You can tell his attention is not on the group. His attention seems to be his personage seems to be guarded, right? He seems to be in a defensive state, state that you've seen him in a couple of times before, where he gets very defensive over himself and the people he's with. And I would say that you probably also you can distinguish it's towards the people in the corner, but you can't distinguish what it is about.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. That's fine. He needs a target because Caliban also people watches. That's what he does.
Yeah. You can see that it is directed at the corner.
Yeah. So he's going to first get out his deck. He's going to draw a card. I need to roll my d8.
I forgot you don't even have to have weapons because you have that fucking deck.
Yep. That's a 6. I need that for later. Tales of the Traveler. Cool. He's gonna take that card. That card's gonna get tucked into his shirt, and he's gonna take his deck and he's gonna walk over to the people in the corner. Because he marked them specifically as odd because they're hooded anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to take his wine, sit down, and start shuffling his deck. Now,
You're sitting down at their table?
Yeah. He just sits down with the wine down. He doesn't say anything.
Make me a perception check.
Yeah, he's gonna put the deck on the table as he does so.
I'm watching very intensely.
18.
Not one of their drinks has been drank.
Okay.
They all sit perfectly flat, smooth, not a ripple in them.
Yeah, this is where things get interesting. So, Caliban, being a spirit bard, is connected to the spirits through his deck. He's going to try and get a read on these people through his cards.
Are you trying to deal to one of them?
He's going to try and deal.
Are you trying to engage them? Like, describe to me what you're doing here.
Kind of. So he's going to try and read them with the cards essentially and engage one of them, or at least try and get one of them engaged. But he's going to go from right to left.
Okay.
And try and deal like a tarot hand to them.
There are 9 of them.
Yep.
One of them has a black rope wrapped around his stomach and tied in a knot. Like the rest of them just kind of wear dark brown cloaks. And none of them have any like ropes around their stomach. One of them wears a dark, has a dark black rope around his stomach that's tied in a knot.
So that's different from all the other ones.
Yeah, none of the other ones have this. That's the only distinguishing factor between them. They all carry that medallion that has a large circle with several like curved and overlapping lines underneath it.
I'm currently pretty much prepped to see how this goes. I'm watching him, seeing how this goes.
Yeah, he's shuffling the cards, and he's going to start off with...
If one thing starts looking wrong, I'm going invisible.
Yeah, so he's going to start shuffling his cards. And he's sitting down very non-threatening. He's got no weapons on him. He's very open. The cards are being shuffled. His wine is in front of him. But he sits down. He's like, clearly you men are of some type of spiritual nature. Now, the spirits like to talk to me in ways. Would anybody be interested in hearing what your spirits say about you?
I will tell you all of them. The only thing you can distinguish is like nose and chin beyond the shadow that's given from their cloak. It's pulled very deeply over their heads. The one in the corner, I'm sorry, so it's 4 on each side and then 1 at the other end of the table, and you've sat at one end of the table, right? You sat at the opposing end of the table.
Yeah.
The one at the end of the table, you can only distinguish a nose and a chin, right? There's no facial hair on the chin, right? Nothing under the nose. So effectively this part of the face is what you see. And even then it's only like this much of it.
Yeah, they have the big monk hoods.
Right, they're very deep hoods. Think Jedi Council hoods. You know what I mean? Deep hoods.
Yeah.
And in the aspect that you can see his nose and you can see his chin, but you can't see his lips. That's my stressor point here. You hear, but it sounds strange when you hear it. It's almost like the voice is coming from behind you.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to say this in a
threatening way.
No, not non-threatening. It's supposed to be threatening, but it's like a politically correct manner. What is a nice thing to call Romanian people that travel that's not derogatory towards those people?
Traveler?
A little meaner than that. Then not ambiguous. You don't want it to be fucking just random
word.
You know
the word I'd use, and that's not politically correct.
I'm staying out of this one, homie.
Yeah, okay. Behind your head, you're gonna hear "Begone, Gypsy."
There you go.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
There is, but
it can be seen as a derogatory,
it's a very derogatory.
Right. Behind your head, you hear "Begone, Gypsy." The only people I'm trying to piss off are British people.
I mean, yeah.
All right, what are they gonna do? Yell at me from their island?
Not beat us at soccer.
Did they lose?
No, we tied.
It was a tie.
It doesn't matter. So if you actually look back at it, England has never beat the U.S. It's a draw loss.
Mm-hmm.
That's England's record against the U.S. in soccer. Draw loss. It's almost like we're better.
Almost like the war record.
Yeah.
And then
almost like the 16 countries that have succeeded, you know.
Well, at least us.
Listen, here's my thing. Name a country that hasn't won a civil war. Or not, I'm sorry, not a civil war, a revolutionary war against England. Take your time.
Yeah.
Take your time.
No, there isn't one. They've all won.
Listen, you have to be a little thankful to English people, because without them we wouldn't have a day off in the beginning of July for no reason other than
You're right.
That's fair.
You know, without we wouldn't have a day off in the middle of the summer for no reason.
I wouldn't
other,
have my beer
other than they're losers. That's it.
Look, all I gotta say is name one country that's lost to the French, and it's only the British.
Fair point.
Homie, okay, but if we're gonna talk about taking L's,
no. Anyways,
Australia
back to the story.
Back
to the story.
Yeah.
Back to the story.
No, he's gonna shuffle his card, and he's gonna flip over a card and just kind of place it face down on the.
You feel whatever that voice is get slightly closer to your ear.
Mm-hmm.
You can almost feel the breath on the back of your neck, and the voice becomes much deeper and changes tone entirely, like almost a different person speaking. You can tell it's the same voice, but it's like it's like yeah, it's like if somebody goes to talk in their native tongue, and you can tell, like, when somebody gets mad, their accent becomes stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And you just hear the word now. As his long, like, robed arms, his hand, where his hands would be, I should say, clasp around the tankard mug on the table in front of him that is untouched again. Like he has long brown cloak on both arms. You can't see his hands, but you watch the arms rise up and move around that cup. Like,
can I kind of see that it's
like
tense
this.
over there? That it's a little on the.
Make an
tense
insight
side.
check.
Nope. That one.
Did the other shit? Well, I guess he's the only one here. So if you would like to roll too, Elliot, yeah, insight check to read across the room.
Oh, okay.
If you want to, you don't have to. I'm just offering.
I'm going to, just in case.
Okay.
16.
With 16, you can clock that. There's every couple of seconds you can see a small, like, wince in the corner of Caliban's eye. You can see, like, a small wince. I would say that, like, you don't know what exactly is causing it, but he looks uncomfortable.
Okay.
And I will tell you, with a 16, the room has gotten noticeably colder.
Alvin's gonna raise his hands up. Fine.
Caliban, on the tankard in front of you, you begin to see frost on the outside.
Caliban's going to take the deck in one hand. He's gonna go and reach up for the other card, put it back into his thing, and grab the wine. And as he's leaving, he's going to essentially, what is the equivalent of calling the man a bitch in Celestial?
You tell me. I don't know. I don't speak Celestial.
I don't know what Celestial would be. I mean, I could give you a language. I mean, I don't think Latin has a word for bitch, does it?
Does now.
Not directly, no. There are lots of indiscriminate words. You know, my favorite part about Latin is that there is no word for yes.
Really?
If you asked me a question, I affirm you with an answer to that question. Is the sky blue? The sky is blue. Right?
I like
Is it blue to you?
there are 7 different ways to say the word no.
Yeah, like 9.
Let me guess. One of them is no. Cool.
There are 7 different ways to tell somebody.
Yep.
It's like different levels of the word go fuck yourself. No. There's 7 different ways to tell somebody no. There is 0 ways to tell someone yes, other than reaffirming their question.
Be Canis? This would be the closest thing. Just call him a dog.
I mean, that's the male dog, but sure.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
It's close enough. I think it's Cania is female.
Cania, yeah, Cania is it's always the IAs is the females. But I mean, I don't know his gender.
I think it's Cania. Yeah. Maybe it's just Cana. Canum. I think it's Canum. Canum. I think it's Canum.
Higher dog.
I don't fucking know.
It's been a while since I've done Latin conjugations. It's been a while.
Yeah,
there are like
I use it for root words.
Right, there are like 70 different ways to say a singular word in Latin. It's a very complicated language.
Yeah.
But anyways, sure, you call him whatever the celestial word for bitch is, for less than. You know what I mean? You're calling him. Yeah. You're effectively you're trying to portray the demeanor that you are better than him.
Correct.
As you walk away, you notice as you walk over your shoulder, the frost recedes back into the cloak, and the hands retract. And sit behind the table.
Yep. So he'll sit down with the rest of the group. And he won't really say anything, but
I'm gonna look at him, tell him that was
a couple of moments will go by as you'll
do me a favor as you actually no, we'll worry on that later. Go ahead. What are you doing?
Yeah. So as he sits down and he shuffles through his deck, he hasn't looked through his deck, mind you. He's not really like looking for a specific card, but he shuffles for it and he pulls out a card. You just see the essentially the death card face up as he pulls it up, and he just kind of looks at it for a moment and nods, and he leaves it in the middle of the table for everybody to see. It's a very clear sign if anybody is paying attention.
Okay.
But he doesn't say a word about it.
So you're putting it on your table, correct? Not these.
Yes.
No.
As he sat back down,
I just wanted to make sure you weren't throwing a card in the middle of the table and then walking away. I just wanted to make sure that was the order. You go back to your table, shuffle, pull a card, lay it. Okay, perfect.
Lay it face up this time instead of face down.
Mm-hmm.
Lay it face up in the middle of the table, and as Ian speaks, he just sips his wine, but he leaves the card face up for everybody to see.
Elian, with your 16 for your insight check, you can feel a little bit of fear when he places that card in the middle.
Yeah, fear from him or
you can feel fear coming from Caliban. They are portraying a little bit of fear towards you.
I want to cast a message and ask if he's okay.
Hold on. Okay, yeah.
He won't speak, but he'll just nod his head, just very slowly. While there's fear there's also a little bit of defiance. Whatever was over there is something he did not like.
I'm ready in an action.
I'm gonna tell Taliban to find me in private later, and I'm gonna give you some information you're probably gonna wish you had before going over there.
Okay.
No.
And before we proceed here, Lee, just so you know that's fine. The wolf keeps every time you call it anything other than Ajax, it just kind of looks at you funny. Like you can see that it's like confused when you address it as anything other than Ajax. It can tell you that you're calling a name. It's just weird that you're not calling it what it knows that it's called. And then as you address each of the dragons, neither of them respond to the names that you're calling. The entire 12-hour period you plan on doing this, neither of them respond to the name that you're calling them. Whatever you choose them to be. If you want to tell the group, you can, but neither of them actually like listen to you when you address them as a name. They'll listen to your command, but if you address them, like if you say no and a command or yes and a command, good boy, whatever command, their good boy name, sorry, it seems like they're purposely ignoring you. Like they have their own sassy attitude, if you want to call it that. That's what you get over the next 12-hour period of working with the animals. Back to you three in your tavern, sorry. So I'm sorry, Ian, you were telling Caliban that you need to tell him something?
Yeah, I'm telling him meet me in private later, and I'm gonna give him the rundown on what I believe he just dealt with from my experience of.
Do you guys plan to do anything else before your night concludes?
I am now gonna order me a drink.
Okay. Yeah, I assumed you guys had a drink this whole time. That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, just
a standard.
Your standard ale.
Ale, yeah.
Okay. What are you getting, Nick?
I have water and I got some.
Do any of your characters ever drink?
Oh no, the turtle was a fucking drunkard.
Has become a fairly good.
Yeah, I would say his turtle was an alcoholic, so
it was a drunken monk.
That's fair. It was a drunken monk.
I literally had a gourd on me that I drank every fucking time we had a fight.
He did be doing that.
That's the only character you've ever made.
He did also have a
drink too. What do you mean?
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't think I really introduced you guys. No, you didn't know Garnian.
I mean, his fucking Yornir drank.
Yornir drank when his drinks were spiked.
No, I drank fucking.
He drank with us.
No, pineapple juice. What do you mean?
Oh, was
pineapple
it?
juice, exactly.
Oh.
One time, I think somebody gave you alcohol, but it was like a lot.
I had
spicy milk.
I had spicy milk.
Spicy milk.
Spicy
right.
milk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody had spicy milk.
That was my cheat day, I guess, for that character.
Okay. I don't think I ever really gave you guys a fucking like tavern in that campaign though. I kind of kept you out of cities and kind of told like you were progressing through a story the whole time rather than exploring. You know what I mean? I didn't build a world with that one. I was just running through fucking what I knew. You know what I mean? We were just going through the basic shit that I knew, which was work through this story, work through this story. The only cities you guys went to were fucking Baldur's Gate and Elturel, because that was Descent into Avernus. So do you three plan to do anything else other than drink for the night?
No. Play with my pseudo dragon.
Okay. Roll me an animal handling check. And then, Ben, are you doing anything or no?
Nope, I'm gonna have this one drink, and I'm gonna go find me a room.
I got a 10.
The room is a goldenite. The drink is like 2 silver.
What's a little more money out of my pocket?
What it cost? Each room is a goldenite. If you plan to sleep in the same room, I suppose you could pile up in some way and do that. There are 5 of you, and a pseudo dragon now. Okay, I suppose that's good. You meet up with Caliban at some point and tell them, I suppose, what you plan to tell them.
Yeah, pretty much all that information that you gave me about the fight underground and
right, everything that you as was it Augustus at that point? No,
he was
Luthio. That's right, it was Luthio at that point.
Yes.
So everything that Luthio experienced roughly, but from Ben's point of view, right? From Ian's point of view.
Which is a great point of view, by the way, because I was frozen the entire fucking fight.
Yeah, he got a great objective point of view of the fight. I
don't know.
That is the information you were given.
1 HP. Yeah. I'd pretty much.
What do you feel like Caliban gets from that story? What do you think Caliban experiences being told what he just potentially walked into?
So, this is the 2 questions I have about that.
Okay, hit me.
So, you know Caliban's sordid past with his traveling people. He knows a little bit of the things that go bump in the night.
The logo is not reminiscent of anything you know of.
Okay, and then the second thing is, did I pick up anything from them when I was trying to commune with them when they were...
The fact that you
So you were trying to... Hang on, I think he's going to disconnect. Okay, hang on. Let yourself catch up. There it is. Yep. As I think he's going to disconnect because he froze up.
The fact that he was able to commune with them was impressive, considering they only spoke deep speech last time.
Yep. I mean, that's just what they spoke in. It's not necessarily the only thing they spoke.
Like I said last time.
Okay, so my question is, are you trying to commune with the spirits you know, or were you trying to commune with them?
I was trying to commune with the spirits that would be attached to them. Because the spirits I know, I didn't at least give me anything immediately.
The spirits that you try to commune with numbered in the thousands. And the one who spoke, tens of thousands.
Okay. Yeah. So fear was very real. Yeah, Caliban will convey.
And let me the voices were all talking at the same time, so the information is entirely negligible.
Yeah, no, he didn't understand it, but he knew there was a lot there, which was one of the
you,
reasons why he approached them.
Think like Jean Grey being young and being able to hear everyone's thoughts and whatever, but when she's young and can't control it.
School cafeteria.
Yeah. That explains. Caliban probably went a little catatonic for the rest of the night up until this point too, because he tends to shut down whenever he hears a lot of death like that. But he will.
This was a baffling amount of voices in your head.
Yeah, he will take out the death card that he had picked up from, and he had placed it in his sleeve before, and he'll tell, showing it to Ben. He will also tell him, or showing it to Ian. He'll say, hey, "The spirits that I see around you guys are a lot. The spirits I seen around them are far greater."
Had that conversation continued, we would have probably been added to their numbers.
No weapons.
We took on 5. And that was a rough fight.
Well, I can tell you at least one of them was extremely powerful. The other ones...
As was one that we fought.
I would say, so I want to clarify this.
Well
amongst the 8,000s, amongst that singular one, tens of thousands, right?
Thousands,
like
that's
hundreds each for the right. The
Caliban
leader
also has a high sense of himself. So.
Right. The leader felt like tens of thousands, right? The group, like each singular person was hundreds, but to shorten that conversation, it felt like thousands because they were all at once pounding you with information.
I got a question for you.
Screams of fear, like their last thoughts, things like that. Go ahead, hit me.
So if someone's a general, right, and they tell like an army to go kill a bunch of fucking people, would those spirits go to the general or each to whoever killed those people?
Whoever killed those people, technically.
Spirits
latch on to the closest thing. The
I
general
would say the one who does the act.
Yeah.
Not the person
now, right now, I would say that the general is not without fault. You know, even if it's not a general, say it's a mob boss or a gang leader, whatever you want to have the card.
That too. Yeah.
Somebody in charge. They are involved in it. I agree.
The guy who told them to go kill them people.
But I do think that typically the person in charge would be elderly or older than the person doing the killing, right? There's a reason they send the young guy to go do it. There's a reason they send young men to war.
Old guy's already done his
It's because he's done his time, right? He already has
him.
his souls, effectively. He already carries his souls. And then because of another man wanting him to fight, or an older man wanting a young man to fight in his place, the young man is required to have his own souls. So they're not hand-me-down, but they're in my head it makes sense that like if somebody dies at my character's hands, the spirit stands with my character, not say my cleric, not the god that I work for. You know what I mean? Does that make a little more sense? If you do like cleric and god or paladin and god, it doesn't go to the god. It goes to the person who did the act.
guy who forces people to kill for him, he doesn't have any souls near him.
Well, he probably has made his own in that evil. Even a smart strategist guy that isn't there has probably done or been near the vicinity of some.
Well, probably is not really a sufficient thing, but I'm just saying.
Is your question, can the soul be in two places at once? Is that your question? Can it be fragmented? Is that what you want to know?
I guess.
Yeah, I suppose that, like, it mostly sits with the person who commits the act.
I guess,
right?
But the person who tells
like, say
the
a general
gets the credit for it.
A general is not going to get PTSD for something his private does. His private will get PTSD for something his private does, right?
That's a completely different thing.
Well, I'm saying the PTSD being the soul, right? He carries that pain with him. So the general would not have a pain for what, because for example, like modern day generals don't see combat, right?
They barely even go overseas.
An 06 is the highest you can be to see combat. A colonel, right? Full bird colonel is the highest you can be to be in combat.
And even then,
they're often not in combat. Yeah, they're on the back lines, right? They're the people that are in charge of the field. The general tells them what to do from safe way over here on a base. Tells the colonel who's up here, who then tells the captain, the lieutenant, the sergeants, the first sergeants, whatever, up here to move forward and take this place. Right? So there's so many steps down. The soul can only be fragmented so many times. But to give your circumstance, not even to say general, just say mob boss and like guy underneath him, right? Like mob boss and fucking gangster.
Like directly telling the guy, hey,
if
go
he
kill
says, hey, if fucking Gino tells fucking Anthony to go kill Tony from down the way, I can't think of any more Italian names. Giuseppe.
Mario.
Yeah, it kills Mario from down the way.
Just don't tell Ma.
I would say that the majority of the soul, a very coherent portion of it in this circumstance for D&D, would stay with the one who does the act.
Still made the choice to do the act.
Right. He's making an active choice to do it, even though his life may be on the line. You still do choose to take that life.
What if he was mind control?
Now,
that goes into a whole.
That's a very anecdotal question, and that comes down to a philosophical point of, do we have fucking free will, right? Or is it all preordained?
Choice.
That's a whole philosophical conversation we can have off stream.
Be a weapon at that point.
Then a cleric never has to repent for his own sins. Neither does a paladin.
I mean, they're not really mind controlled to do fucking anything anyway.
But they're compelled by their deities.
Religion is at its core. Religion is at its core mind control.
By definition.
You make the same argument for the government in general.
Yeah,
right.
Well, yeah, modern government is nothing more than slightly less complex religion.
You're herding sheep, buddy.
That's why, like, look at modern day America, right? It's so incredibly right wing or left wing, right? That's how it's described. You have Republicans and Democrats, or conservatives and liberals, right? They have their own core beliefs that often conflict with one another. These are two opposing religions. They just don't have a head. You could say the head of the Democratic Party and the head of the Republican Party, whatever, or the president, whichever one gets slightly more power based on whichever side the president's on, or the fucking Speaker of the House, whatever. Whoever, there is slightly more power to one side than the other. It becomes slightly unbalanced, and then the other people feel oppressed, blah, 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 whatever. In this current the current political climate we're in, people that liked Donald Trump feel oppressed by Joe Biden's whatever. Last time, people that liked Hillary Clinton felt oppressed by people who liked Trump. The time before that, people who liked whoever the fuck went against Obama felt oppressed by Obama's whatever. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Biden,
semantics,
actually.
but either way.
Well, no. His opponent, not his.
Yeah.
Not
Mitt
his.
Romney.
Sure, Obama. Obama and Romney felt right. The people who liked Mitt Romney, Republicans, felt oppressed by Democrats. You know what I mean? Like, and Obama, like, and they pull deeply on these internal, like, primal fears, and politics and news and everything pile up together to try and pull these things from you. But that's a whole fucking side anecdotal conversation. My answer to you and your original question is that the majority of the soul and its like spirit, I guess, not even soul. It's more like an echo.
Coherent.
It's like I would say what he is hearing specifically. You're asking what Caliban's hearing is an echo of the person's last thoughts or last wishes, right? If it's like they took my youth from me, they took the rest of my life, or they took my family, or they took my home.
Yeah,
you're hearing the things these people wanted, the things they wished, and he can hear all of the voices at once.
Okay, so all I really wanted to know is that he physically killed tens of thousands of people by himself. He could not sweat anyone to do it for him.
We wouldn't really know that anyway.
No, like out of character.
I would say well, the thing is, if I do that, it's gonna give you more information than I plan to give you. So I'm gonna tell you, based on the current level that Caliban is, he cannot distinguish.
Yeah, I can't tell the physical. I can hear all of it.
He can't distinguish a fragment from a more majoritively full spirit, right? Yeah, that's the information I'm gonna give.
Well, I would assume that he wouldn't know what his power does.
He's coming into. They're coming into their power. Yes.
Yeah.
They are like level 7. You've practiced. Like think about everyone around you that's not a powerful being is level 1. Everyone in the fucking city is level 1. Right. Except guards. Guards can be up to a certain level, and then like political leaders, generals, and shit like that can be their own fucking levels and whatnot.
Level 14 fucking monk.
Yeah, I did that to piss you off because you kicked it. I felt like you needed a little more punishment for kicking that mushroom.
I'm the one who almost died
for kicking a mushroom.
Yeah,
right.
And Arden's the one who just wanted the guy to shut up, and it just turned out to be fucking Conor McGregor.
I'm trying to help my friend. I'm trying to be more involved.
I won't give you any more information than that. He is coming into his power. They are coming into their own power, and even Adam does not know. Yeah. Adam the player does not know the potential character could or could not have, may or may not have.
I do not. That is true.
I hate this can of fucking air duster.
Sure.
I've been cleaning my keyboard for the last couple of seconds.
Before you guys wrap up for the evening, does anybody have anything else they would like to say? Any questions? No. Any more questions? No. All right. For anybody who's still here, wait, what? Shit, sorry.
It's sleepy time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go play Call of Duty. But yeah.
Oh, I'm in this. Yeah, I'm gonna play.
Oh yeah, no. Anybody who's here, we appreciate you. We thank you for hanging out with us. I apologize again for the early technical difficulties. I'm glad it worked out. I'm glad that my fucking bitrate was much better tonight.
Stayed a little bit later for you.
Yeah, we stayed a few minutes late. But we did owe you about 30 minutes. Fucking, so an extra 18. We're gonna call it fair.
Yeah, I mean, and then losing 2 people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Cass wasn't here tonight, and then Hobo.
Well, it's just a Hobo. She's not feeling good. If you guys didn't notice, she was sick during the middle there. If you didn't hear it,
it's that time of year, guys. Be careful. Get sick. Go to the doctor. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's flu season.
Yeah,
it is flu season.
Please take care of
yourself. Is it flu season, bro? We gotta define when flu season is. We gotta have
flu season is as the weather changes.
I know. If Walgreens has the sign up saying "Get your flu shots," that's all I know.
So no, flu season,
left my house for the first time today.
Yeah. The first freeze in the year
3 weeks.
The start of flu season.
No, flu season.
I had to jump my car off today because I had to jump my car off today because I hadn't driven it in 3 weeks.
Check at UPS.
Yes, since I picked up a $2,500 short check at UPS. Yes.
All right, let me get it.
For anybody who's here, we appreciate you. Next time, I'm going to start something different, and the group will not be telling us what happened last session. It will be Nick.
Oh.
Because Nick, do you remember what you're supposed to be doing to your deity every evening?
Yeah, no, I started writing down fucking notes at the beginning, but never happened, so I just stopped writing down notes.
So I've decided a way to do this is we will end sessions previous to you going to bed. And when we pick up tomorrow, or pick up next Saturday, your session will begin right before you go to bed. You can tell your deity it's bedtime story.
Cool. There we go.
There you go.
It's gonna be very crude because I don't do stories.
You will sleep and wake up. Well, you better fix that shit because your character's had some practice. Your character can't be like, and then she
died.
Walked down the block.
I don't have to like read it like a story. I can just tell them like a conversation.
And the building caught on fire. We're not doing this fucking Forrest Gump style. All right, we're not. And I love you, Jenny. We're not doing it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk.
We're not gonna read like Forrest Gump. Okay, we're going. I want a quality retelling of what happened last session. You play every session. You pay good attention. This becomes your fault, your problem, because you are telling your deity what happened.
Yeah, right? I don't have to read it like a bedtime story. That's what I'm saying. I can just have a conversation.
So here's what happened to me today.
Hold on. Yes, but remember, your deity is childlike.
Yeah,
it wants a story. Old enough
to understand a fucking conversation.
So
but yeah, no. Let's go.
It's childlike. It wants a story.
I'm writing. Yeah, I want to read it like a journal. I'm not gonna read it like a bedtime story.
There you go.
Okay,
that was my initial plan. Anyway.
I'll allow it. It's fine. Okay, as long as it comes out fluent, coherent, and
it definitely won't become. It definitely won't be fucking coherent.
No coherent thoughts whatsoever.
It would be fluid. It would not be coherent.
Okay, we'll work on it. Honestly, as you progress, it'll get better and better. But
yeah.
Listen, I love that you guys were doing it collectively because it was a clusterfuck. Because all of you remember different parts and you want to tell the different parts you remember, and it's funny as hell. But this works really well with his backstory, with the backstory that he and I worked on. That he came to me with the idea, and then we progressed further from it and worked together. We came up with a very interesting way that he communes with his deity. The way he communes with his deity is he tells it what happened that day. He tells it what it's like where he's at.
Yep,
and that's the information I'm going to give you. No. They don't need to know. They don't need to know who your patron is.
No, I know. I'm just saying, basically a fucking dream journal, I guess.
Yeah, there you go.
He communes with it like a dream journal. Sure. Mm-hmm. So every night when you've been doing your like stasis, you've been doing this, right? You've been telling it's what happened today. Not a lot has been happening, but as we progress further and further, there's going to be less travel time. I'm going to start skipping over the travel time, right? So you're going to be, the more you actually do this and the more we pick up sessions, you're going to be communing with it, and that your communion is going to be you talking to your deity and telling it what happened. And that's how I think this is going to work. I think it's going to go well. And I think you pay good attention, and I think you deliver yourself well, and I think it's going to go well. Anyways, let me find somebody to raid very quickly. Perfect. That'll work. Shit. That one. Okay. Anybody who's here, we thank you. We will see you next time. Have a great night. We'll see you next Saturday. Have a good night.